Fam, you know what? See, I mean, as this Wednesday comes about, middle of the week, right? I'm feeling a lot like Coolio. I feel like singing, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. You know, the last, Deforest Buckner is not a happy dude. I knew he wouldn't be, but after hearing, we're going to go over here now. I mean, DeBuck says it's a little personal. It's personal facing the 49ers. And he's not saying that like, oh, I miss my buddies. No, I mean, he's coming back to kick butt. 49ers versus Colts on Week 7, prime time, Sunday night. It'll include the return of ex-49ers Pro Bowl tackle Deforest Buckner. And he's not happy. DeBuck will be in an Indianapolis Colts uniform opposing the team that drafted him. And he's coming in with high motivation and a man on a mission. Tonight, we'll go to the phones to discuss Buckner's past desire to stay with the Niners before the trade to Indianapolis, as he revealed in a Bay Area media conference. To gain your opinion. You know how they always say winning cures everything? It's amazing now how all the ugliness involved in ours. People have fired Kyle Shanahan. I'm not even going to mention Jimmy. He's been meat for over 2 years. And then now we're looking at some of the things, the decisions that have been made, and it's all culminating to this big, nasty mess. Oh, we've got to pull up out of this. And so we can sing Happy Days Are Here Again. It's really getting rough out here. And most of the lights are out in the Niner Empire communities. And people are hiding in their houses, or the rest are outside throwing rocks. It's gotten bad. And on a somewhat related matter, Javon Kinlaw is sitting out practice just about every week now. Coach Shanahan said today on the 49ers midweek presser in regards to Javon struggling to get work in week after week. Quote, Coach says it's a big concern this year. It's nothing against him, but it's been unfortunate. His development is on hold. I was real excited how he started to end last year, especially at Dallas. It was one of his best. The Rams game, I thought he was starting to turn into that player, unquote. See what I'm saying? It's like everything's tumbling down the hill on us at once. It's like an avalanche. Buried into the snow. Coach Shanahan and the 49ers medical staff thought Kinlaw would be healthier after the offseason procedure but that has not been the case, as you and I well know. Managing the injury in order for Kinlaw to be able to play in games has included limiting his snap counts and participation in practice since training camp. And see, that's why when we segue on into this situation today, DeBuck held a conference call this morning with the Bay Area media to discuss everything from leaving the 49ers to his role in the Colts locker room. Buckner said he knew about the trade a week in advance, saying, quote, I kind of knew a week or so in advance that it was a possibility. It's just part of the business, unquote. See, because, our problem is, fam, when we get all the information, it's in bits and pieces, which leaves you to speculate as to where is the truth coming from. Is this the truth? We all know that the 49ers, it's like Fort Knox. It is a fortress when it comes to keeping their business off the street, right? So that's why when I hear things, I said, man, come on, man, where'd you get that from? So I was questioning everything. So in this case, some of the things we heard were absolutely true. DeBuck also said he offered to meet with John Lynch in the middle and was willing to agree to a deal for less than what his agent told Defo he was worth. But unfortunately, the Niners didn't have the wiggle room to make a deal happen. Somehow, some way, somehow, I want to be here, but I didn't want to take too big of a pay cut because I knew what I'm actually worth. DeBuck. That's what he said. Now the truth. And it's hard to imagine that being a lie, right? It really is. Deforest Buckner's not lying. I really don't think so. If I had to bet money on this, I'd say, no, he's not lying. Why would he lie now anyway? There's no reason for him to lie. You fast forward to today, 2021, when players prepare to face their former teams, they usually answer questions about added emotion by saying some variation of it being just another game, right? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. It's just another game, no matter who it is. I mean, they could have just got done a job on them. Oh, no, I just look at this as another game. And actually when players do that, it's to protect themselves in case things go south of what they wanted to achieve during the course of that game, more than likely. You give yourself an out so you don't have to lose face during the course of that contest. But that's neither here nor there, because DeBuck didn't even pretend. Dude is taking a different path altogether. All right. Buckner was traded to the Colts by the 49ers in 2019, after failing to come to an agreement on a contract extension. The rumors about that contract discussion were all over the place. Seems there was an argument for every member of the Niner Empire to embrace. Whichever one you wanted to believe, you went with that, and you got into arguments with other people about it if they didn't see it your way, right? I was guilty of it too. I said, DeBuck asked for too much money, man. He is not Aaron Donald. And you know what? Here, let me go on further, because as a matter of fact, according to DeBuck, he said last year that he hoped the team would meet him in the middle during negotiations, and reiterated that he was disappointed when that didn't work out in a call with 49ers media today. See, it wasn't written in stone. And when his agent came in and asked for X amount of money, well, DeBuck wanted to talk. John? Buckner said that he's happy with the way things worked out, but didn't disguise the fact that his history with the Niners makes Sunday's game mean a little bit more. Buckner said via Stephen Holder of theathletic.com, quote, "It's a little personal. It's life coming full circle. We'll probably have mixed emotions," unquote. Buckner was named after he left as first-team All-Pro in his first season with the Colts. That's how motivated he was to go back and play some football. He has 28 tackles and 2 sacks so far this season. Not bad. For his position, that's damn good. We're 6 weeks into the season. The deal that sent Defo to the Colts is now 19 months behind us, while Mrs. Buckner's baby boy thrived in his first season in Indianapolis, earning first-team All-Pro honors. He could have been in our uniform and got those same honors. Maybe 2020 was a very suspicious year, though. I'm not sure what would have happened, but, he's a good football player. DeBuck told reporters via 49erswebzone.com, "It really did teach me a lot about the business side of things." This is a quote. "I feel like I did all the right things on and off the field, and obviously I wanted to be there long term. It was a team that drafted me, the organization that drafted me, and everything. When you're drafted to an organization, your initial thoughts are, I want to be here until I retire. Unfortunately, it didn't shake out that way. That's just the nature of the business, and those are the things that kind of suck when the whole salary cap situation, with the whole salary cap situation. It is what it is. I'm very happy where I'm at." Of course, he's going to say that. What else is he going to say, right? But fam, do you feel the bitterness here? And do you feel a little anger about it? I know it's a business, and I know it's like people always tell me, because I get emotionally involved in players all the time. I just invest those kind of feelings because I'm very passionate about this game, and guys who do good things, I get behind them 100%, right? So I can't do the name on the back. I mean, a name on the front, forget about the back. I can't. I feel bad about this. So, now, no, and hearing Buckner like this, and he hasn't came forth with this much detail since that day. But as that story went through the media, the Niners moved Buckner primarily because it had to make a decision on who to pay, which is understandable. It really is. With a boatload of high picks along the defensive line, Buckner was somehow deemed expendable, a call that was made easier by his premier value, right? He's a good player. We got a lot of good players on the front line. All these guys are first-round picks. We can get a lot for Deforest Buckner. It is a business, and I understand that. But man, it hits home. The Niners received a first-round pick, 13th overall, in exchange for Buck, and then moved back one spot in draft before spending the pick on Javon Kinlaw. The Niners wheeling and dealing netted them a 4th-round pick, which they combined with their own first-round selection at 31 overall to move up to 25th to select Brandon Ayuk. Now, I'm not being cynical when I do. Fam, you know what? It's in total, DeBuck alleviated a cap conflict and landed the Niners a replacement up front, a big-body receiver the Niners sorely needed. At this hour, however, both picks, and this is just the honest God truth, from the dealings are having problems. It's as if a bad karma is beating up on us, fam. You know, even in business, if if you do a number on somebody, and I'm not saying it did a number on him because the man is filthy rich now. He's getting $21 million a year, 21 point something. It did him some good financially. But if he wanted to be a 49er for a little less money, God, Jesus Christ, why not? The guy never gets hurt. He's always out there 100%. He makes a difference. You go ahead and extend yourself for this guy. The move instantly paid off for the Colts, though, who received an excellent season from Buckner in 2020 that included 9.5 sacks, 10 tackles for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, and 58 total tackles. Indy reached the postseason and all, but narrowly lost to the Bills 27-24 on that wild card weekend. And the Colts found a key place for their defense in the trade and quickly locked him up, signing him to a 40-year deal that pays him an average of $21 million per season. I thought it was 22, but it is 21 from what I'm reading here. So instead of retiring after spending his entire career with the Niners, as he had imagined and hoped for Buckner, he will have mentions from his time in both the Bay Area and Central Indiana now. The time reflection on his entire career is still years away for Buckner, but a date with his former employer is directly in front of his fam. He is mad. And he's going to come in inspired. And he's not going to try to work with Tomlin. Why? Lakin Tomlin says, why would I deal with him? Go on over and visit Brunskill. Brunskill can't do a damn thing with Deforest Buckner. Indy 2-4 is going to play us at 2-3, and we're going to be in the fight of our life. I was looking at this game and looking at some of the stats I was looking at and saying, you know what? Actually, we should win this game just by the numbers alone. You know, numbers aren't what wins games, right? You got to get out there and play that game and then let the chips fall where they may in any given Sunday, whether it's in the afternoon or night. One other thing, though, Phil, earlier this week, Jimmy Ward spoke about how the Rams manipulate cap space all of the time to make deals work. I've been crying about that because I call teams out. I look what Belichick did. My God, he just signed every damn body. You look at the Dallas Cowboys, who never run out of premier players, and they never run out of money either. The Rams. J-Dub points out the Chiefs did it. DeBuck responded by saying, I was like, man, the Chiefs did it. Tampa Bay did it. The Rams did it. People put their effort to find a way, and some guys don't, and it just doesn't go your way, unquote. He's pissed, fam. Buckner had no intention of leaving San Francisco. Buckner said the 49ers didn't offer him anywhere near a contract worth 4 years, $84 million. Defo has no reason to be lying about that. I just don't think so. I'm pretty sure everything he said is absolutely right, which I don't want to question our organization. I still love the 49ers, and I still appreciate John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. And for whatever reason they came to the terms that they did, I'm sure there was a board meeting about it. Or can you imagine just John and Kyle coming up there with Parag Marathi sitting there saying amen to everything they say? And this feels like stubbornness from the 49ers, fam. It sounded like the way Buckner told a story, the Niners made up their mind to trade him, and there was nothing that was going to happen that would have changed their mind. Nothing. Buckner admitted he has a bit of a chip on his shoulder for Sunday's matchup, as he's quoted saying, "It lit a fire under me. It made me want to prove not to just them, but to the Colts that they were getting a hell of a ball player. Just proving to the Colts that this is why you paid me," unquote. He's going to be out to prove that even more so this Sunday night. Even with the time that has passed by, fam, with that trade, you can hear Buckner's rage. I still remember the night he got drafted. I was just ecstatic. I was beside myself. I could not believe we got Buckner. I wanted him so badly, and there his name rung up. And now I'm listening about how not happy he is to have taken off and went to Indianapolis. And I wish he wouldn't have. Nothing we can do now, though, fam. It's all over but the shout. Rakeem Jumani says, I had a hell of a day at work today. Thank God for you, Ronbo. Love the show. Brother, you still killing it to keep us entertained. Rakeem, thanks, fam. You know, the 49ers always provide much material to entertain with. And the fact is, you know, the 49ers are either entertaining in a good way or a bad way. You notice that? It's rarely anywhere in between. We could be 5-4 and 5-1 or something like that and be sailing along and questioning things. But no, we got to be 2-3 and having all kinds of problems. Matty S. out in Bend, Oregon. Just up, Matty. And for Kobe, hey, I don't know if you've seen John's interview with Matt Mayako. He seems drained. I'm worried if he's done. Kobe, you echo my sentiments exactly, and I'm worried about Kyle as well. I'm looking for them both to step down this year, and then we're left in a black hole. Because I don't care what anybody says. I don't trust who they're going to hire next. God. AG49, yeah, it was a dumb move to get rid of Defoe. We are cheap. That's why we take chances on injury-prone players for lesser prices. But that was supposed to leave with Bulky. That strategy wasn't supposed to continue now. These guys are football guys. That's why I like Eric. Come on in.
What's up, Ronbo?
Eric, you know, man, I'm just we have to hear about all these nasty things. If we were winning ball games and we heard about this, we'd probably be able to deal with it a little better. I'm real unhappy about the way these things are going on. You know, Eric, what do you think? What are your feeling on these matters? Is it all business to you? Is it something that they couldn't be helped? Is it the right thing that they did? What do you think?
I think on the money aspect, yeah. Although he was saying that he would take a cheaper offer, but I mean it was still going to be pretty expensive, especially with our salary cap situation. But what really pisses me off about that trade is we didn't really get anything for him. You know, obviously we got Javon Kinlaw, but he's not Deforest Buckner, and let's be honest, Javon Kinlaw is dealing with an injury that might hinder him his entire career. And that's already scary. Is that did you replace Deforest Buckner with an injury-prone player? That doesn't fit right with me, you know. And another thing is, during that trade, what we got for Buckner was obviously Javon Kinlaw, but we got the 13th pick. We traded back with the Bucks, one pick behind us, and we picked up that pick for Javon Kinlaw, and we picked up a 4th-round pick. We used that 4th-round pick later to trade back up to draft Brandon Ayuk. So it wasn't just like a waste, you know, but at the same time is now you include Ayuk in that trade because it helped that pick that we traded back for DeForest Buckner, obviously. That pick that we used is now, you know, used to pick Brandon Ayuk and get him. So Brandon Ayuk and Javon Kinlaw are essentially, you know, because of we traded DeForest Buckner. And right now they're not contributing. And that's what's pissing me off is we traded DeForest Buckner, who's essentially an all-pro, when I would say is the second best defensive tackle in football behind Aaron Donald. And let's be honest, Aaron Donald plays all along the line. So I wouldn't even know if I consider him the defensive tackle. That was just a football player, you know. So he could very well be the best defensive tackle in football. And we traded him for essentially players that are not doing anything for us right now.
And I know
Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, and with the Kinlaw, and as you mentioned too, it's really scary if that's going to be a chronic condition with Javon Kinlaw. Do we have to look forward to that for the rest of the year, which is also hampering his development? But go on.
Yeah, and like you just said, yeah, that's the scary part is we basically didn't get anything for the second best defensive tackle in football. But obviously it's going to be his revenge game, and I'm hoping that Brunskill puts his big boy pants on and decides, hey, I'm going to block you the same way I did Aaron Donald last year. I don't think he will because DeForest Buckner is a lot bigger than Aaron Donald. Yeah. But it's just a scary situation. But as far as the game, I think we're going to win this game. Like I said last week, I did say, or I believe it was on Monday, I did say that if Trey Lance plays and we win, it's because we improved, and that if Jimmy played, it's just because we're a better team. Obviously, I do believe that we are going to win this game if Jimmy starts. Now, I did have questions if Trey started, that if we were going to win the game. But I do believe with Jimmy Garoppolo, we do win this game. I just think that with his experience and, you know, obviously he knows the system a little bit better. And obviously Kyle, I believe, trusts Jimmy with a little bit more throws, especially over the middle. I think it's going to be a lot better. Is Kittle going to play, or is he still on injury reserve?
No, he's got 3 games. The IR rule is that he's got to take out 3 games. So he took out 1 with the Cardinals. He's got 2 more to go. We don't see George until we see the Cardinals again, by my calculation.
Well, I mean, I will need him, obviously
Yeah.
for the Cardinals. So that, and honestly, if we nearly beat them without George Kittle, imagine if he's in there, how much better our run game's going to be.
Yeah.
But also, that was a part of Trey Lance. He also went out there and made some plays himself. So
Eric,
I don't
on
know
that,
how the offense is going to look.
but you've got Jermichael Hasty's back, and you've got the two speed dip backs, right?
True.
I think that's going to make a huge difference in our offense. And Kyle Shannon's offense, if you're not running, you're not going anywhere. That's the way it goes. No matter which guy's quarterbacking, we got to run. If we don't run, then Kyle doesn't know how to open up his book and say, okay, I got that, 2 yards to go, take this play. Okay, 75, 6 blue, 3 triangles, and it can go through all that. So, but, that's what's going to take to beat these guys.
Yeah, and hopefully Kyle, develops a pretty good game plan. Obviously, their defense is pretty legit. I don't know how good they are offensively. I know they got T.Y. Hilton back.
Yeah.
But he seems like an Emmanuel Sanders,
Yeah, he's
he's
missed
not as
practice.
productive.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Oh, he did?
He's hurt now. I don't know what serious it is, but yeah, he missed practice. Actually, Eric, their defense is ranked low in every category. So you know what? Kyle's probably reading all that and knowing where to exploit. Hopefully, the guys will execute. It's always been about execution. Sucks. So
are they missing Justin Houston?
Did he make it? Is he in Indiana? I didn't even know he went. That's where he went, huh? Indy.
I'm pretty sure he went to Indy.
I don't know. He didn't.
If he's hurt, that's a
plus.
That's a big win for us.
In the
run game.
Depot does not need any extra help out there. Eric, Eric, I'm going to see you. Hey, get your score ready for this weekend, and go ahead and think about it. Don't give it to me now because things are going to happen between now and then.
Hi, Ronbo. I'll catch you later.
Talk to you shortly. And Gabriel. Gabriel puts it in writing. You win some and you lose some. Buck was a loss, but we have so much to look forward to. Future's bright, yes! Like that sentiment. I had an attachment to Buckman ever since draft night, is why this sets hard with me. Marion!
Yo, what's going on, Ronbo?
Marion, man, I'm just, reminiscing, because in fact, in the game of football, you need to keep moving forward. Don't be looking back. It just gets you into nostalgic pains. So, Buck's complaining about having gotten thrown out. He got thrown out for a lot of money, so you can't feel real sorry for him. But I feel sorry for us because now you look at what we got, Marion. I ain't hating on Javon, but I wish he could play. And I wish Ayuk would lose weight and get back to what he was last year. I'm whining my butt off here. Marion, how do you feel about this situation then?
You know how I feel about it. It's not no secret. You know what I did, Ronbo?
What?
I went down and I looked at all our first-round draft picks in 2015, right?
Yeah.
And as I go down the list, and granted, Kyle came in, and Kyle and John came in 2017.
Yeah.
As I look at this list, Ronbo, it's only 2 players. I'm gonna let Trey, because Trey haven't had enough time.
Yep.
There's only 2 players that stood out.
And we all know who the other one is.
And that was Buckner and Nick Bosa. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And and like you said earlier, you hit it right on the head. Karma is kicking our butt. You hit it on the head. And Karma's been kicking our butt for decades. But it's really kicking our butt now. Because, granted, when Butler was on the team, he gave his all. Even in the down years, Butler gave his all.
Never missed a game. Missed
sacks.
one game, Marion. One game the whole time he was here.
Right. And I don't understand it. Right. How do you, you trade Butler, go get Kinlaw. Now, if anybody who knows college football, like myself, Kinlaw played in the Will Muschamp defense. He can make anybody on defense look good. But Javon Kinlaw didn't stand out when he was in college. Okay? And a lot of that was really with injuries, too. So he didn't stand out like the players that he had previous regimes, like in Florida and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's a bad move, and I think Deforest Buckner gonna try to prove himself, get 2-3 sacks,
He's
man.
gonna come after us.
He know the scheme. I mean, he played against it.
Oh, I didn't even think about this. Yes, and he's
about
feeling
it.
all, and
He
he's
knows
telling
the
all his boys what's up.
He know the scheme, man. That's the thing. You know, when you have former players like that, who's at a high caliber, who's a high caliber player, he knows everything. I mean, because Kyle don't change nothing up. Kyle, you know, he like to sit and do the same crap over and over. I mean, Kyle will run the same play 30 times in one game if he could, because he don't have a variety. You know, so
Well, you know,
it's gonna be very interesting, man.
The magic of Kyle Shanahan is his timing and play calls, how and when he calls them, and how he looks around to see who your weak link is on defense. He exploits that. He tries to. When guys are executing properly, he's going after the guy that's the weakness. He's not going after any strengths the team has. He goes away from that, right? So Buckner's a strength. 49ers better be running away from him all game long. Run behind the left side. Don't, wherever Buckner is, go the other way. That's all there is to it. Because the man is angry. There ain't no angry Buckner.
Oh yes, he is angry.
God.
He's angry, and he deserves. Look, honestly, I always said he deserved that contract because he proved himself when the team was bad. He always stayed consistent. So when they played the musical chairs and they said, all right, we're going to give Armstead money instead of Butler, I knew right then we were dealing with some dumbasses. Because if anybody who knows sports, you look at the productivity. You and I both know it. Everybody on this radio show know right now that Armstead ain't do jack till 2019. So it was a bad move. He's upset. And just think, everybody who we re-signed since Butler left, from George Kittle to Armstead, to Kawan, every re-signee, either they hurt or they not productive.
Boy, that word hurt.
Just saying.
You know,
Hey, you know, man, I'm gonna give it facts. I can't remember for facts, but I hope we win on Sunday.
You know, I mean, that's the only thing left to say, you know? I really think the 49ers are pumped up. It sounds like the clubhouse is jumping. They're ready to go, chomping at the bit. I hope that, you know, they don't just play big music and everything. Are we ready to go? Are you ready to kick the butt? Are you ready to get down? Then let's go get them. They go charge to the door, and somebody probably locked the door. They hit the door and hit the ground. So, man, look, see, this is how games go start out. This ain't good.
Better find their identity. I know that. That's all I know. They
better do it, boy.
If they ain't found it by now, they better find it week 7. Because if they don't, ooh boy, that's a tough hole to get out of. NFC 2 or 4. That's not pretty.
Yeah, that's it. Because even looking at the standings now, when you look at the teams and numbers next to them, it looks like an uphill like crazy. Man, I'm gonna tell you what though, man, it's gonna get better. It can't get no worse. I'm gonna tell you what. Let me see you Friday, and let's feel better about this.
It could get worse. It could get worse.
Don't say it. Oh my God. See you Friday and bring a score with you, man.
We just hope it's not worse. All right, man.
Night, fam.
All right.
Hey, Jerry.
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Jay, we enjoyed you the other day. We could actually see that cloud above your head as you was sawing that log, man. That was hilarious. Jay, I hope you had a good sleep. I mean, you need your rest. So I'm glad we got to you right away tonight. So don't let Jay wait. He'll fall asleep on his pork, right? Hey, Jerry. So we're talking about DeForest Buckner tonight, and I never knew the truth because I believed what I wanted to believe, and I thought Buckner's agent was being a little unreasonable, that they were being hardcore and playing hardball to the 49ers, and it wasn't like that. And there's nothing that thinking about. Lynch and Shannon can say whatever they want to. No, it wasn't like that. DeForest isn't lying. I don't believe he is. I really wish, and something else Jimmy Ward said too, if you really want a player, you'll find a way to keep him. I mean, look at other teams that do. They ain't got no money. They got more than we do.
Correct. Just like the Rams signed Jalen Ramsey. They found a way to sign their players. We should have signed DeForest Buckner. I feel like we should have made a way and signed DeForest Buckner. Now we're dealing with Kinlaw with his bad knees, and it's like, man, we shoot ourselves in the foot. It seemed like, in hindsight, it sounded like a smart deal, but I would have traded Armstead instead of DeForest Buckner. But
Jay,
man,
you know what? On that subject, let's make it clear though. Armstead is not going to retrieve the same amount of return as Buckner, and
You're right. You're
that
right.
had something to do with it, right? And Armstead was talking about,
Yeah.
you know what? It didn't matter what you pay me. I just want to stay in the Bay Area. So it was always going to be Buckner. It's like the mind was made up. I think. Yeah.
They could have set both of them down and be like, hey, just give me the Tom Brady discount. We want both of you here. I would have did something like that if I was John Lynch.
And then you don't need to trade for a tackle in the draft in the first round. You go
No,
ahead
you
and
could-
get
we
whatever
could've-
pick we get, and use that. You don't need to go get Javon.
Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, we could have got Brandon Ayuk, or you know what I'm saying, and called it a day. And we
Yeah.
could've-
Oh, Jay. Wait. Speak to that for a minute. There was any number of receivers. There was several receivers in this draft. And you know what? Now that I look at C.D. Lamb, who separated himself from everybody else in this, I don't know. Were we ahead of the Cowboys? I think Kyle wanted Ayuk no matter what. But I'm looking at C.D.
Yeah, because remember that year I wanted Isaiah Simmons and C.D. Lamb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 1 week, and sure enough, we didn't get them players, but I was like, okay, we got Brandon Ayuk, and I never seen Brandon Ayuk play, but I have seen C.D. Lamb play, so I was a little worried. Then once he played his rookie year, I was like, okay, maybe
Yeah,
he's
he was
doing
good.
his thing.
You know what?
So,
We can't say nothing about Ayuk. He may be back soon.
no,
Ayuk's
we
just,
can't.
because
I'm not talking bad about.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm saying we need to incorporate him in because we did trade it down to go get the man. I feel like we need to incorporate him in the offense. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is doing that with their players. They're you know what I'm saying, from C.D. Lamb to Jeffries to Judy. You know what I'm saying? They're coordinating their players.
Hey,
I feel like we need to do this.
wait a minute. What is Jerry Judy? I never hear about him doing anything. Is Jerry Judy having a good time?
No, he ain't doing nothing. I ain't getting I'm really injured, on the bench or what, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. It just seemed like our second year player, when it comes to be a second year, we don't utilize them. It's like they in the doghouse every year. It seemed like our picks.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a thing that resonates. You sit back and you look at the return that you got for Buckner, and the reason why they traded him in the first place is in order to get some high yield. So we go to the first round now. We got pick number 13. We traded here. We got we got 1 and 4. There's my boy Henry Ruggs. I wanted Henry Ruggs. I've been crying about speed. Speed, Jay, as you know, a lot of us want speed. Kyle Shanahan's system needs speed. Ayuk has that speed. He had downfield. He was a deep downfield threat last year. He can't make it now because he can't gain separation. That's the problem with him not getting the ball thrown his way now. That laser-like shot thrown to him in a Cardinals game, the man was all over him. He just made a great catch. But he's not getting separation.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of receivers ain't getting separation. That's the NFL. Only receiver maybe is getting separation is Tyreek Hill. And he even having a hard time doing that.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, Stephon Diggs is still doing a good job. There's a few guys that run great routes.
Yeah, he getting over So yeah, they do run great routes, but I'm saying that it is like
Not
you know,
everybody. Yeah.
it is the NFL. Yeah, it is the NFL. We can't just look at our offensive players and say they need to just straight down.
I know.
Because at the end of the day,
That's
the other
true.
side of the field is they're getting paid too, and they are elite players too. So
Absolutely.
you can't shut. Yeah, so I think as long as he's catching the football and they're catching the football, that's all that matters. I don't really care about separation unless
Well, Jay, I
as long as
agree.
it's the football.
People need to respect defenses. But hey, Jay, I'm gonna leave. I tell you what, I'm gonna look for you Friday and get your score in this game. Think about it. Make sure you want to give the score you want to give. I'll be looking for you. All right.
Oh, Justin Houston, he's in Baltimore. Justin Houston.
Yeah, okay. Because I was wondering where he went. Because I knew he got traded, and he made their defense better too.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Good stuff. Thanks for that answer too.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good night, brother.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, Jay. Yo, D-Flow.
Yo, what up, Ronbo? How's it going?
Ah, D-Flow, man. It's going nasty. You know what I'm saying, man? It's like the pizza got here cold and stuff, man. The chicken wings ain't doing nothing. I'm if we were winning right now, I'd be nothing but, yo, man, it don't mean nothing. Hey, DeBuck, you got paid, man. Stop talking. But we ain't winning no games.
Yep.
Javon Kinlaw, his leg is hurting. I mean, even Ayuk, he's gained too much weight. He ain't moving for me out here. Mad as hell. But D-Flow, how do you feel about the situation?
He's still separating.
No.
Ayuk is still separating. It's like he ain't getting
Not the
no
degree
calls.
he was.
That's what it is. If anybody doesn't know who Jason Aponte is, he's another reactor out here. He goes and breaks down film a lot. Like literally,
Yes.
he breaks down film.
I see.
And basically, he has a narrative. Like anybody who says Ayuk is not separating, watch the film. He's separating, but it's like his ball. He's not getting the number called, right? Like we all said it earlier. Shanahan said it. The reason why Ayuk ain't playing, you're getting as much, is because Trent Sherfield has been doing a lot better job in practice.
Okay, but D-Flow.
But then again,
wait.
somebody
Well,
who
the thing
hasn't
is,
played,
Sherfield's not getting no burn either.
yeah, he's not getting no burn. But over yet, Sherfield's on the 53, right? Or what you call it? Isn't he's not on the 53 in on Travis Benjamin? So this guy hasn't even played a game,
okay.
and they're calling his number. So why is Benjamin getting over Ayuk, over Trent Sherfield, over Benjamin? No, not Benjamin. Mohamed Sanu, where they've been there literally in games, and he's calling plays for someone else. That does not make any sense. And this is what happens when you get a rookie head coach and a rookie GM, right?
That's 5 years ago, though. Flo?
Yeah,
That's
I know.
5 ain't rookies now.
They would have kept DeForest Buckner.
Oh,
right? And
okay, you're going back to
you
that.
don't trade Buckner. Yeah, I'm going back to that. You don't trade Buckner and get another D tackle. Why? If you have one of the best D tackles in the league, you didn't really even negotiate that hard. And every good team knows how to keep all their players.
Yeah.
So somehow you got
Tampa Bay, L.A.,
Tampa
Rams,
Bay, right?
Cowboys,
Chiefs, all them.
Chiefs.
And where's ours? Where's that? So supposedly we have a guy who knows how to manipulate the salary cap. Where is he with Buckner, with the best D tackle? And we get a D tackle who has history of injuries in Kinlaw. And for Shanahan trading up picks to get Brandon Ayuk, because that's who we wanted. Ayuk, as a rookie, we all saw what Ayuk was doing against elite cornerbacks, starting cornerbacks, tearing them up. That's without Debo, and without Kittle. And he's tearing up legit first string DBs. And now we got Kittle and Debo in it. He's not even calling his number. So there's something going on right there. And also too, where I was kind of mad about the George Kittle signing, because he's getting paid like a wide receiver, and he has yet to score the touchdown. And I'm curious, when is Kittle going to score a touchdown?
D-Flow, I got to disagree. George Kittle's doing a lot of work out there. I think he's not getting paid
A lot
enough.
of work, but
he's doing a lot of work.
Paid.
He's doing a lot. He's
Yeah,
instrumental.
but
D-Flow, that man is the
he is
heart and
instrumental,
soul of
but
that offense.
you
We don't run without George. George makes them bang bang passing plays when his number's called. George is all over the field. He ain't just one trick pony. Okay, so it's hard to actually spotlight him as not doing his job now. Come on now.
it's like saying like a wide receiver knows how to clear out clear out the defense for other wide receivers. So basically, even though he's catching it, but he's also clearing out for other wide receivers.
Okay.
That's what George Kittle is doing. He's getting paid like a wide receiver, right? He's getting paid more than like Odell Beckham Jr. Like if he was healthy, he's getting paid more than
But D-Flow, are you looking at all his dimensions? You're just looking at one dimension. I'm hoping you look at everything, the whole body of work. Don't just look at receiver.
Yeah,
because that's not what tight ends just do.
Understand.
He does what he does better than anybody in the league at his position.
Oh no, I got it. But Ronbo, understand this: the highest paid tight end was $11 million a season, right?
He don't look like George.
Dollars a season, right? But then again, he could have got $15 million. He didn't have to get 17. He could have got $14 million. He's still going to be the highest paid tight end.
Okay, but now
you got to put in numbers. I understand, but that's what tight ends do, Ronbo. They're supposed to block and they're supposed to catch.
Yeah, but
if you want to get paid wide receiver money,
to the excellence,
get some yards for wide receiver.
D-Flow, to the excellence, George Kittle. Name me another one that does that good of a job.
For blocking,
No,
I would say Robert
D-Flow, you see, that's a shallow look at it, though. He does more than just block. George Kittle does what he does perfectly. 90% of the time, it's perfectly. The reason why we have such a great run game, George is a big reason for that. The reason why we have the big bang plays, George. A passing game, running game, it's all about George. When he's missing, the offense painfully shows it each and every time.
Oh, Robert, you of all people know, hey, players want the ball when it comes to it. They don't want to block. He wants to block when it comes towards a lay down. He wants to run it on your throat. But you getting paid like a wide receiver, I want Kittle to say, give me the ball. You're in the red zone, give me the ball. Yeah. Give me the ball. That's why I'm getting paid the big bucks.
Well, you realize
ball.
Shanahan's running the team. He can't stand there and say, give me the ball. He has to do like he's told. What people need to understand about that Shanahan's offense, people do like they're told. It's not always what they want to do. If George wants the ball, maybe you could argue with Kyle on the sideline and say, get me the ball.
But one thing about Shanahan's offense, why is other people who copy Shanahan's offense do a better way of Shanahan? Why are they putting up points?
Why did you mention other tight ends? Okay.
That's just my question.
No, I understand.
How come we're not putting up points?
Well, that may change. I don't know. We get off to terrible start. Maybe it'll change. But D-Flow, tell you what, bring that Friday, and let's continue doing that, and bring your score with you too, family. I appreciate your argument, because it's somewhat legitimate. But I'm just saying what George is worth,
No.
All right. But
no. Kittle's a beast though. But you know what? If you're getting paid wide receiver money, at least play some wide receivers.
Okay.
Because he's getting paid wide receiver money. We all know that.
All right.
All right, Ronbo, have a good one.
All right, fam.
Good night, baby.
Yeah. Oh, Steven.
What's happening, Ronbo?
Steven, man, I'm sitting there like, how you doing, man? I'm fine.
How am I doing?
Yeah.
Well, finally, Stockton got a quick break. It's not so damn hot anymore. And it's actually kind of rainy. It's nice and gloomy.
Hey,
so
the needle on temperatures dropped kind of dramatically, huh? Good.
They kind of did, and it's a little weird, a little scary. But you know what didn't drop? You know what's not going to drop?
What's
the
that?
49er football.
Yes, right.
This
is our time of year. We start playing now.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if anyone heard this or not. Alex Mack. Alex Mack came out and said that Aaron Banks might start the Indianapolis Colts
I did
game.
see that. Yes, we need him now.
Yeah,
that was the title of that article.
I don't know. And then, but the most alarming thing, though, Ronbo, is, yeah, he might be starting, but you know who didn't practice today? Trent Williams. Apparently his elbow and his knee was bothering him.
Damn.
So
I didn't run across that.
That's kind of concerning.
You see, that's why I don't read all the dailies anymore, because there's a lot of bad news. I can't take it. So Trent Williams is hurting? Damn.
Yeah, he missed today's practice, but he was there, I think, on Monday practicing?
That's probably when he got hurt.
It's a weird.
One thing about
Yeah,
Williams,
probably.
he'll be back Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Now, what was it? I'm excited, Ronbo. I mean, shit. We got pretty much the entire squad back, almost the entire squad back, with the exception of Kittle. And we're going against Indianapolis, who isn't really the best team to
Yeah, they're pretty vulnerable.
basically lose to. You know, I mean,
defensively.
if you think about it, they're not that strong.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Deforest Buckner, which kind of, kicks us in the ass because we could have kept him.
He's going to be firing them
And,
dudes up, too.
Oh, yeah.
David, let me ask you,
And,
though.
they begged and pleaded. He
Does
begged
Carson-
and pleaded to stay with the Niners.
I know. It's just, it bothers me to no end. I just don't know. If we see him in the first two plays, if they bring in, you just mentioned Aaron Banks. You're not putting Aaron Banks at right guard now against Defoe. Defoe will eat his lunch. If he's having any problems, they'll be multiplied and amplified by 20,000 if he has a deal with. God.
I don't expect anyone to have an easy time against Defoe. Not one bit. After what he did with us and what he's doing with Indianapolis, shit. Imagine if we did keep him on the team and, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch kind of mutually agree to put their heads together and, thought smart for the future. I mean, shit, what was he asking? A bag of Doritos and maybe $20? Come on.
Yeah, for what he does. I don't know how much Aaron Donald gets paid. The salaries were coming similar, and people were saying, we love Devo and he's a great football player, but he's not Aaron Donald. I mean, maybe reduced it then by $1 million or $2 million, and he was willing to come in and negotiate further. It wasn't about the man didn't say,
It wasn't about the
look,
money.
that's all we want.
Yeah, he just wanted to stay with the 49ers because he knew what his worth was. And it bums me out because, he was such a talented-ass player that we could have kept for little to nothing almost. And it would have saved us draft picks. It would have saved us, stressing to get players we didn't really need and focus on players we did need, And
See, that pick, I could have got Henry Ruggs. Somebody, you know what's so funny about speed guys, though, Steven? How many speed receivers do you see are never getting hurt? They're always hurt. They're hamstrings. Their hamstrings go out immediately. So I don't know what I want. God.
Honestly, what's this I hear about Brandon Ayuk needing to shed weight? What's up with that?
Well, last year he was a little bit lighter, and they had him gain weight so for durability purposes coming into this season, right? But it seemed to slow him down a tick.
Now he got too much?
Yeah, well, apparently he got a little muscle bound, I guess. He's probably a little tight. You lift, especially legs and squats and things like that. It does tighten you up, and maybe he's not dancing like he used to because he's got to get used to the weight. I'm hoping that he goes ahead because you can't lift during the season like you do in the off season. I'm hoping that some of the size will melt off, the flexibility will come back, and he can explode because. Deflo just said, Aponte pointed out that he is always open. Well, I don't know why everybody else would lie, and Kyle Shanahan doesn't seem to think so. You saw that play when Lance hit him with that laser beam perfect shot. The defender was riding him like a motorcycle, right? So I'm thinking, maybe he does have problems getting loose, but he made a great catch. But the ball had to be perfectly placed. So he's not gaining the same separation that he was last year. I don't know if it's true because I'm not watching him all during the game. I'm going to start, though. I want to see, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, because I'm trying to see what everyone else is talking about. Jason Aponte, I got to give it to him, man. He watches film, he studies it, he knows what he's talking about. But I'm trying to see what he sees in Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, I see that, he does struggle with a little bit of separation, but, he still catches. He's not doing bad. He could be doing better. But,
Steven, with Kyle's timing routes and throwing balls into windows that count 3, 2, 1, you do have to be there on time. And
you do, but it's like, sometimes those plays, those exact time plays don't necessarily work in our benefit.
I know.
We have to factor in a lot of that, weather, elements, other players, X and X, X and O. But,
Good
that's
defense.
apparently what makes Kyle Shanahan the guru,
I know.
the offensive guru.
He's supposed to figure that out by now. That's why Debo is the only guy out there with a job that's productive. Steve, we got to
Exactly.
go, Steve. I'll see you Friday because we're not going to get done with this and see what you got to say.
Damn well.
Bring your score, too. All right,
I'm just
Phil.
excited for Sunday, man.
I know, right? Sunday
care.
night. That, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
Peace.
Hey. J-Dog.
Yo, what up, Ronbo? What's going on, baby?
J-Dog, man, and I'm feeling bad about Defo. Man, he came out and told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm kind of sure of it, too. You can't make stuff like that up. So I'm sitting there reading that and I'm thinking, really? That's not what I heard. That's not what I thought. I read another story. There's all kind of stories out there for you, J-Dog. You got to try to pick and choose between which ones. And I'm starting to worry about our front office, if I can trust them. I'm going to continue to do so because I want to, but that looks bad.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad you said that because I was kind of worried about you, Ronbo. I kind of thinking that you drinking the Kyle and Lynch Kool-Aid a little bit, man. I know it's sweet. I know it's real sweet, but we all got eyes, Ronbo. And we see what we see, man. And the decision making and this thing with Deforest Buckner coming out and saying that the antenna's got to go up, man. The decision making, man, is atrocious. Like I said the other night when I called, man. I mean, he's telling you meet you in the middle. He's making 21. I think he's making like 21 million. He's right behind Aaron Donald, making like 21 million a year, something like that. He says he wants to meet you halfway.
That's exactly right.
And you go ahead, you make the trade, you draft Kinlaw, and let's just say even if Kinlaw comes back and, he plays okay, in the future, you're not going to give Kinlaw a big contract because he's got knee problems. So it's a huge mistake. You drop the ball there. You drop the ball with, I hate to say it, with Brandon Ayuk. I don't know if you remember when Lynch said he thought the best wide receivers in the draft were CeeDee Lamb and Ayuk, and Justin Jefferson's there. You know what I mean? You can't tell me,
JJ, boy.
Ayuk better than Justin Jefferson.
Yes.
I mean, come on, man. And I agree with you. I wanted Ruggs too, brother. I was a Ruggs guy myself. But,
Bama, boy, he was killing it.
Oh, man, he was, man. And, that's what we need. You know what I mean? I'm still mad that we got rid of Marquise Goodwin. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? I don't say anything because it makes people mad. I'm glad to hear somebody else feel the same way I did. We was hell of efficient then. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He was a threat, and I just want everyone to get on board. We are the 49ers. We should demand more. We can't go for this. The decision-making, the putting the equity into guys who are always hurt and then the lackluster play calling. And then, most importantly, the lack of adjustment. The right side is looking so bad. Daniel Brunskill is a scrub, and you don't do anything about it. You sign all these scrubs, all these guys and everything. You can't bring a guy in to compete at right guard. I mean, there's got to be guys out there.
They brought Aaron Banks in. And by the way, J-Dog, Brunskill used to be able to play football. I don't know what happened to him this year. I didn't see him get abused like that all the time, like last year. What happened?
I like him better if he's coming in the bench as a plug and play. Somebody goes down, you can plug him in. That's where he's at. But to rely on him at right guard when he's struggling and we're a team that needs to run the ball, it's a problem. We can't do anything inside in the run game consistently, and like I said the other night, he's afraid to call inside runs in short yardage situations. And then when you look at the passing game, he's getting ran over. You know what I mean? So it's like, that. Why aren't you doing anything? The Brandon Ayuk thing is also alarming. When you're talking about like the guy hit it right on the head with the Jason Aponte. I've seen that too, and I'm like, damn, like what's going on? Like
get the guy the ball. Get him some quick throws. Get him something. Like you see all these other teams. You see the Rams getting guys a Cooper Kupp, a Robert Woods going when they're not touching the ball. Like, what's going on? You know, we gotta really demand more out of Lynch and Shanahan, man. I'm very, very disappointed. I'm scared. These guys are tied into like 2025, man.
But J-Dog, you know what's so funny, though? Somebody saw the same thing I saw in this last interview. John Lynch looks a little down in the mouth, and Kyle Shanahan has been showing depression every post conference. I'm worried. I'm concerned because I don't know who we're going to get next. I look for one of them to step down this year. If we don't have a winning season this year, somebody's leaving between the two of them, if not both. And then what do we do?
Ronbo,
oh,
I don't
my
think so.
God.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. You can't. We got a history. Are we not still paying Tom Sula and Chip Kelly? Like, you know,
if they leave, it forfeits. They cancel the contract. They don't have to pay them. At least I don't think so.
I think the best thing. I think they might have to. He just signed a fresh extension, didn't he?
No. But if I quit, I'm in breach of the contract anyway, right? So that means
Oh,
forfeit.
well, no, he's not going to quit. He's not going to quit. He leaves money on the table. Why would
he
do
looks
that?
awfully upset. It looks sad. It looks like he looks defeated. Both of them. Lynch was in there talking the other day. And I said, "Damn, look at John. Oh man."
That would devalue him as a coach. He wouldn't just quit with all the
Oh,
rules
yeah.
and stuff.
Good point.
This is his team.
Dog,
he wouldn't do that.
But that
the
feels
best
good in my
scenario
ears.
would be to trade. The best scenario would be probably like to trade Kyle Shanahan, like they did with Gruden back in the day. You know what I mean? To trade him, probably get some picks back or something like that.
God.
And I know that sounds crazy and
No, it
everything.
doesn't, dog. You know what?
We might be in trouble.
I'm feeling it. I'm telling you what. Hey, dog, bring back. I want to examine that even further. If that's possible, bring it back Friday and remind me of that. Because see, they don't look happy. Maybe they're mad because they're losing. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, dog, let me see Friday.
Yeah.
All right,
you know it, Ronbo, man. Peace out, man. Boston in the house. We love you in Boston, Ronbo, man.
Hey, you know, I love that accent. Boy, I tell you. Hey, dog.
I didn't even know I had an accent, man.
You Boston all day, man. I'm telling you, that's why I love talking to the East Coast. You guys are different from New York. By the way, you're different from New York, too. Don't anybody tell you, man, New York, Boston all the same. No, you guys definitely distinguished. All right, fam. I'll see you Friday.
All right, boss. All right, Ronbo. Peace out, brother.
Peace out, fam. Well, it's a big show. You show, show. Show might be tied up at the drive. Is that? Hey, Frank.
Hey, Rob, are you there?
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Right there.
Hey, yo, show. I'm waiting for you. Yeah. Come on in.
Oh my goodness. Well, where do I begin?
Well, yeah, any place because and in fact, when I just left off, because you and I have had this discussion, not always on the air, about concerns about Lynch and Shanahan's demeanor and what is it indicating? You know what I mean? Are you guys? Hey, John, are you okay? You guys don't think about quitting now, you know?
It's indicating that they're horrible decision makers. That's the thing. They both are. Deforest Buckner just brought up those feelings again today with his press conference call with our reporters. And I think what people are tending to forget is that during the 2020 draft, I think nobody saw Joe Staley retiring. That threw a monkey into this whole entire machine, or a monkey wrench into this whole entire machine. Nobody saw Joe Staley retiring. Like, nobody expected that. They expected him to go at least one more year.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had too many decisions on our hands to make during that 2020 draft, and we had an offensive tackle to worry about, the most important tackle position, the left tackle position, and obviously the choice between either Deforest Buckner or Eric Armstead to get rid of, and everyone thought that Eric Armstead was going to be the trade candidate, including myself. And there was ways we could have maneuver to keep DeForest Buckner and Ronbo.
See, that's where I want you to go. See, right there. So that's what I'm talking about. Because when you look around at Tampa Bay, look at those salaries. Look how many of those guys. None of those guys are cheap. You look at Dallas and L.A., the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes is getting paid how much? And they still got room for everybody else. How come we can't do this?
They gave Mahomes $500 million for 10 years, and they still was able to sign Chris Jones.
And that kicked in this year, by the way.
Yeah. But we could have. If I wish Joe Staley would have let us know before the draft instead of during the draft that he was going to retire. That's what screwed us over, I think. And we could have used that 13th pick on Tristan Wirfs instead of paying Trent Williams all that money. And look how well Tristan Wirfs is doing in Tampa Bay right now. And we could have saved a lot of money and allocated that money elsewhere, like at the right guard spot where we needed it the most, and our cornerback position, which was what also I was going to bring up during that 2020 draft. We could have used that 31st pick to get Trevon Diggs. He fell to the second round in Dallas' lap. They got Trevon Diggs. That would have solved our corner position. They got Trevon Diggs in the second round, and they also took CeeDee Lamb with their first overall pick. And we could have traded to Armstead for a second and third round pick at least, and used one of those two picks to trade it back into the first round.
And Joe, wait, Joe. How many times have we said bad things about Jerry Jones and how he needs to step out of there and hire a real GM? And look what he did.
And look at him now.
CD and Diggs. And Trayvon's already calling his brother out. He said, dude, you better hope we don't play. Really?
Like,
you're telling your big brother like that, huh?
You can sort of you can understand the fans' frustration, including myself, with this current regime. And DeForest Buckner brought up their horrible decision-making skills ever since they stepped foot into this building. Like, who in the hell doesn't evaluate a quarterback position when you don't have a quarterback in 2017? Who does that? Who does that? And you keep Brian Hoyer.
Okay, so
and not only that, you
I can tell you right now,
and
because we're thinking, Kyle's already thinking, okay, soon as next year comes, I am picking up Kirk Cousins so fast, it's going to make people's heads spin. Right? That was Kyle's whole MO.
That was a dumb decision on his part, and we're in this position. We should have never been in the position to draft a quarterback this past draft. Like, who in the hell skips out on evaluating quarterbacks when you don't have one?
He admitted to it.
And he
admitted to it. They blew it. They should have.
John Lynch said it haunts him to this day that he can evaluate Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we wouldn't have been this divided as a fan base. You know what I mean? Like, we would have been united behind either Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson right now. Like, I'm running really thin with these two guys, Ronbo. I
can feel it.
My patience is out the door with them. Like, they made some of the dumbest decisions since they have been here in 2017.
You saw that interview
starting
with Matt.
That quarterback position in the 2017. Yes, I did see that interview.
You saw that, yeah. John was on defense the whole time. Matt was just killing him.
Exactly. His body language was horrible.
It was really... I felt bad for him.
Matt Miracle asked him if the 49ers were in a crisis right now, and John Lynch scratched his ear and said, no, everything's fine. I'm confident with where we are.
Yeah.
You have 2 first-round draft picks that you wasted on who aren't even on the damn field contributing right now. How are you confident with our team with the direction it's going right now? Like, we're in year 5 with these clowns, Ron, but we're not even supposed to be in rebuild mode. And we're in rebuild mode.
No, not the R word. So we're out of time, though.
It's the truth.
I can't handle the truth.
I'm not going to the playoffs this year.
You know, God, just call me Jack Nicholson at this moment. I can't handle the truth. Or should I say Tom Grant? God! We're going to pull up out of this tailspin in a minute. I'm telling you right now. No, there's a bigger thing. We'll see.
No.
So we gotta go.
We have so many holes on this team. It's not even funny, Ron. All
right.
You
should beat that score Friday.
All
right. Night, man.
We're gonna lose. So I'll put it that.
There you go.
It's gonna be hell too after that. All right. Take care. Shout out to the DC fan.
Oh, night show. I had to change the show's name to the Grim Reaper. I already changed it once, didn't I? Hey, Frank.
What's up, Ronbo?
Oh, Frank, man, it's crying time again. I'm going to dig out that Ray Charles record, man. Because the thing is, I didn't need to read. I'm already in a tails. I mean, I'm already in a down mood about this whole situation. We're 2-3, and I'm looking at the standings. Hey, Frank, don't look at the standings. It'll make you sick. And then Deforest Buckner comes in and says what happened to him. I said, well, Jesus Christ, that's what happened? You wouldn't even talk to him, John? How come? So, I don't. What do you make of this situation? Was the right thing done? Would you have done things differently? Was DeForest asking? He said he wanted to meet him halfway. I don't know what that means. We didn't get all that information. What are you thinking?
They dropped the ball, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Was it kept D4, man? Was it kept him, man? They just dropped the ball, man. I don't know. It seems like all the callers been just nailed on. So shout out to Big Show and the caller before. I agree with them. I don't lynch them, man. They don't look like they football guys, man, but they picking the wrong players, man, to fit this for us.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Every player we get injury prone, man. Like you said, you get rid of D4 and you get Kinlaw. You know what I'm saying? It's like, D4 was another injury. He played, since he's been with us, he never missed a game.
It's so bad.
You know what
You
I'm saying?
gotta laugh. I know.
Yeah, and you trade.
Then you had Javon Kinlaw.
Pieces.
Yeah, and his leg won't work.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this season, man. I don't even know what to say about them two, man. It's lost for words, man. I already told you how I feel about it. Kyle, I just feel like, he's just out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not in it no more. So, you know what I'm saying?
Frank,
I'm just optimistic about the season.
Frank, here's the thing. Because teams been in influx for a long time now, every year we're drafting in the first round what we seriously need. And like I put it on Twitch, I said, you know what? The days following the draft are always going to be nip and tuck and fear, because you don't know. You drafted for a need instead of the BPA, right? You get the best player available. Frank, who was the best player available in the 2020 draft at number 13? Granted, we wouldn't have. No, we had 13, right? So who was the best player that you would have picked? Was it Javon Kinlaw?
I can't think offhand who we could have grabbed somebody else over beside Kinlaw, but I can't think offhand. Who came out that draft? That was Kinlaw. What we got him 2020, right? Last year, last year. That was last year. So we could have got I got to go back. I can't think offhand, but it's somebody else we could have got.
Remember, the thing is there was like 4 receivers that was on everybody's.
We still need a corner.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So.
But that draft was rich with wide receivers in 2020. This past year, I think it was all about the cornerbacks, right? So you looked at the Bama receivers.
So was that Jeffries? Was that the year that
Justin
Jeffries
was in
that?
Yes.
That was it. That was it. Jeffries and
C.D. Lamb.
With the Dallas guy, C.D. Lamb and
Jerry
Rose was
Jeudy.
already gone, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So we could have got CD. We could have got CD Lamb. We could have got. Look what he's doing over there in Dallas. Well, you know what? I ain't gonna say. It's okay, but. If you listen to Cal,
here's the thing.
You listen to Cal.
You look at what happened though, and you wonder if you go the best player available, you question, was it exactly the person we got? At that pick, maybe not. I know DeForest Buckner left, and the panic, of course, took place. What are we going to do now? Got to get a defensive tackle. And some people even called it a no-brainer. And C.D. Lamb, I got a feeling he looks bad because he went late in that draft. Did he go in the first round? Or?
No, he went down. I think he went in the first round. I believe so. I think CD went first round.
But it wasn't early in the first round, was it? Because I remember he was sitting there waiting on the sofa.
Dallas picked them at number. I think I'm not quite sure. The check can help me out, but I think Dallas did pick them in the first round. I think that was, matter of fact, I think that was Dallas' first pick, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. But the thing is, he had to wait, and people were passing on him. When he was sitting there, and the camera would pan back to CD's house, him and his girl sitting there, and they haven't picked him yet. And he wasn't happy with the order, right? And I got a feeling sometimes you make people mad, like DK Metcalf, CD Lamb, and some other guys get picked late. They come in, they play their butt off. CD is that dude is owning Dallas right now. Amari Cooper ain't getting no touches.
But thing though, I'm listening to Cal today. I mean, his press conference, he did say that Debo, when Debo and Kittle in the game, IU number don't get called like that. He said something like that. So I don't know why you not using him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm not the coach. It's hard. You know, I'm not trying to coach. I don't know Cal the coach. So what I think, Ronbo, I don't know, man. It's just like I said, I'm optimistic about the season, Ronbo. So I don't know what direction we going. To be honest with you, man,
I'm gonna stay optimistic too. I don't know any other way to feel because if I have to be depressed, the reason I love football is because I love the excitement. I can't start crying in week 6. Can't do it, Frank. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna get better. You know?
I hope it get better, man. But you know, if he play like you say, if he's having play calls the way he, you know, the game plan the way it's been going, I don't see no hope, man. You know, you got to switch it up, man. So hopefully, man. I mean, I've listened to him. He said, you know, on the bye week when he was with the family and you know his dad, I think dad's ceremony or something. You know, then he was at, you know, so. But
he was doing it. But here's Frank. Think about this for a minute and let this rest on your mind for a bit. He did the same thing to Dante Pettis. Pettis got sort of like left out of the offense, and pretty soon he's out of here. I just hope Ayuk doesn't go down that same hole. We'll see. But
you might want out though. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Because of how John is called him out. But I know you got to go, Ronbo. I'll check back with you on Friday.
I'm looking forward to it.
Shout out to you and the production and Faithful, man. Love you, Ronbo. Everybody have a blessed night, man.
All right. Looking forward to that Friday, Frank. Night, fam. People putting the numbers now. Judy went at number 15 and 13, 14, 15, 16. Hey, so CD went 3 picks later after us, right? Hey, Derek.
Oh,
Jefferson went at number 22. Boy.
Yeah, Ronbo, I just want to give a shout-out to everybody who called in before me. I think it's interesting now because you just can't blame Jimmy, huh?
You
know, it's just,
you can blame everybody.
Now you're starting to see. Yeah, exactly. And it's just, I think it's about time everybody started looking at the decisions that these guys have made since they've been. I mean, I don't have anything against him. He's a great play caller, but I feel like he just doesn't trust his play. I thought it was just a quarterback. You know, that's what we heard. He doesn't trust Jimmy. Well, damn, it don't look like he trusts anybody. Ayuk was the only healthy, good receiver we had last year. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden he's not good enough to get catches? Mm-hmm. That's BS to me, you know? George is always hurt. Mm. So I don't know, Ronbo.
And Derek, remember,
because you look at their draft.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we got Emmanuel Sanders, we was down and out before Emmanuel Sanders got drafted. We was coming out the gate stumbling and falling and everything. And all of a sudden Sanders shows up, and all of a sudden he trusts Sanders. He uses Sanders and Debo, and then you had a reliable third option, which we're not using right now, and Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick would drop the ball every now and then, but he would come up with the miracle third down conversions. And them TDs, Kendrick gave you all of that in a cameo-like appearance, right? But he was there. Yep. And we don't have a third guy now because Ayuk is very seldom used. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I look at it. Well, damn, Kyle, who do you trust? You know what I'm saying, Rob? We run out of time.
Who do you trust?
How many more games you would have dropped to see who you like the most? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, give him a shot. I mean, it's baffling. And now, you know, there's everything going on with the Trey Lance and Jimmy situation. It's like, dude, they're putting us in a hole. Because we don't have another first-round pick until what? 3 years from now? Because we gave up 2 of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Next
year
and the year after that. We don't get a pick 2022, 23. We don't get a pick until 24. 24.
Well, here's my question, Ronbo. If you don't trust the receivers that have to be on the team for the next couple of years, because we don't have any first round, unless we pick somebody up in the second or third, it's like, what are we going to do? Trade for another washed-up player? Sanders is old.
Hey, but Derek, remember we got Debo in the second round.
But,
we got Debo in the second round. Jalen, hey, let me make you laugh. Jalen Hurd will make his triumphant return in 2023.
I like it. It's like, damn, everybody, either the people they draft are injury prone, they have some sort of issues, the Reuben Fosters, the Solomon Thomas, just what he was like a backup player. You know, it's just like, what are they doing? I mean, at some point, you can have too much power. You know what I'm saying? With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
Kyle's calling the shots. Kyle's controlling the draft. Kyle doesn't trust his quarterback. You know, it's okay.
Okay, but
you don't trust the running back.
To be fair, though, this is our assumptions. Okay, I don't to try to figure.
Ronbo,
He's a very complex individual. I really wish I could get Kyle to be candid and tell the truth, like he was that day when he was over. I don't know who he was talking to, but yeah, Matt Stafford. I'm here to see. You know, John, you used to beat me to him. I said, Kyle, do you realize what you're saying is being heard and seen by everybody on the roster?
Yep.
Are you trying to create animosity? I don't understand. Why would you do that? Why don't you keep that to yourself, and you and John have that conversation? There's no need to go public with that.
That's the other thing, Ronbo.
I don't understand.
Now
I do question that.
He goes out. Yeah, because now you look at the drafting, the injuries, all that stuff. Now, basically, the media and everybody else has perceived it that you don't like Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
He flirts with every quarterback that becomes available. Now you need him.
I mean, everyone.
What are you going to do, trade him mid-season? Lance isn't ready.
And then,
so it's just his decision-making is terrible.
Well, they label that as due diligence. Every player that's anybody, they got to go check it out. Why are you checking it out if you don't mean it? If you don't bring it's like you go shopping and you don't bring any money. Okay, so what are you doing? What are you shopping for? You're not going to buy anything.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, don't worry. You'll be here next week. We're going to go check this out, though. I mean, you think that's how the phone call goes over?
I don't.
I mean,
I don't get it.
Now I feel like they're kind of regretting it because they're like, every time they bring up Lance, it's like, well, we let Jimmy know what was going on. You think that makes him feel better?
Yeah.
Because Lance isn't ready to play?
No.
So now you're trying to save face, right?
You know,
it's crazy.
Or were they giving Jimmy the option to say, well, if that be the case, well, just get rid of me right now? And I guess they were waiting to see if he would say that, maybe. I'm trying to think of reasons why they would do that. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's better to do that than to find out by reading the media, because the media's going to come up with all kind of stories, right? So if you tell him first, it lessens that impact of mistrust from the quarterback if you're going to keep him. And apparently that's what they had. The plan was, is to hopefully hold on to him, I guess. I don't know anymore.
And I need to see that playbook open up, Ronbo. I'm tired of hearing such and such doesn't know the playbook. I need to see rollouts. I need to see, let's get this thing going already.
That they used to do.
Either you can do it with the guys you got or you can't. Like, what are we waiting on?
I don't know.
I just don't know, Ronbo.
I just,
you can't not trust everybody on your offense. That's not how this works. You don't trust the running backs because they fumble.
Get rid of
Brandon Ayuk. Good job. Punt return. I mean, damn.
What's his name?
I'm just saying.
What's the guy who got retired after
Cannon?
that last fumble? Cannon. You don't want to get in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. He will lock the door and slide food underneath it until he can get rid of you. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm going too far. Kyle's not that evil.
Man, but at some point, Ronbo, the doghouse has to max out, man. God damn, how many dogs? Is it a pound? How many rooms you got in there, Kyle?
I'll see you Friday.
Yeah.
Bring that score.
You got it.
And think positive. All right, we're going too far with this.
I am? Just start shooting, Kyle. Damn, you can't win the gunfight if you don't start shooting. Just shoot. All right, Ronbo.
All right, Derek.
Have a good night.
You too, fam. Tomorrow we report, and Kyle Shanahan has, it seems John Lynch is in Kyle Shanahan's very crowded doghouse. You got to laugh at these things, fam. We need to keep a sense of humor right now. Otherwise, we're all going to be on suicide watch. Hey, Noah.
Hello?
Noah, good to hear from you, fam.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Noah, man. Noah, cool as you is, I would love to hear your feelings on what Deforest Buckner told the Bay Area media this morning.
Yeah, I ain't watching, bro. I was trying to contact you like 2 weeks ago. I got off of work. I was trying to talk about the Seahawks game.
Oh, yeah, well, you want to go ahead because it's, you know what, that's better than what. I'll tell you what, I'll fill you in. Whatever you heard about DeForest Buckner not being cooperative or not being flexible, it's not true. Buckner wanted to stay with us. He was willing to come halfway, but they wouldn't come halfway with him. He ain't gonna make that up.
I would have let go of Eric Armstead before I let go of Defoe.
Everybody said the same thing.
Wasn't that like in the same conversation during the same year? Like, then we have to sign both of them, or we had to sign Eric Armstead the next year. I'm not sure.
I think the choice was you had to make a choice between the two, I guess. Because otherwise, every other position you look at, they weren't up for premium pay. It had to be DeBuck or DeForest or Eric.
Yeah, I would have picked Eric out of Defoe, man. Because Defoe, he was a trooper, bro. I remember when he first came in his rookie year, he played every snap.
And had to tap his helmet. They told him to tap your helmet if you feel like you want to come out. He was out there tapping his helmet. He was getting ignored. DeBuck said, "Forget it, then. I'll do this myself." You want to hear something funny, Noah? Lombardi just said the other day, do you know stats-wise that Eric is outplaying? He ain't got as many sacks. But you know he's outplaying DeForest Buckner this year?
I mean, but Eric got Nick Bosa, D Ford.
Yeah, take that for what it's worth. But I'm just saying, it was interesting. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stats may be close, too.
I mean, I like Eric. I got respect for Eric because I remember Eric used to have his injury troubles back in the day. He
never gets hurt.
He don't get as hurt as much. Yeah, he don't never get hurt no more. But I mean, I say for the fan base, bro, we straight, man. We 2-3. Next thing you know, we're gonna be 3-3.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm talking about.
We're gonna be 500. I'm not really pressed about it. I feel like Kyle's gonna get his act together. John Lynch. I mean, I'm satisfied. Like, I'm not really overreacting because I feel like I've been through worse with this team. So, yeah,
I know, right? We all have.
It's not like, so I feel like, man, if you've been a 49er fan, you should be already kind of going through it a little bit. You should kind of, like, man.
No, it's the truth.
Work out, bro.
That is the truth. We need to stop. Yeah. We need to stop this. We have seen the darkest days of every fan base. We have been in the blackness. Even a flashlight, you couldn't see nothing but a pin light in front of you.
Yeah, and I love my team. Like, these L's hurt, bro. I be like, these past 2 weeks, I had went into work late because I had to watch the game. I had to be there for my team.
So I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was like, no, because I was going to work and we losing. We lost. I was like, damn, I should just went to work, just caught up with it after. But I'm still going to stick with it.
It's in your blood. Your red and gold blood, man. You wasn't about to miss the game for nothing. I love it. I do the same thing. I lie to people, and you call it, hey, Ronbo, man, what was you doing? Oh, I had to get something. No, you wouldn't, man. 49er football was on, man. You know, you the biggest BS in the world. You promised that. And I go through all that, and then I say, yeah, but why you call me then?
You're right. I be saying my car. I be saying my car be having problems. Like, yo, it's at the mechanic. Probably give me like 1-2 hours. I got to see how the game go. But what's happening with Trey? Is Trey still hurt, or is he straight? He coming back?
Yeah, he didn't work out today. He hasn't worked out all week. I thought he worked out Monday, though. I was really confused by that. I thought I heard somebody say everybody was at practice, but Trey didn't show up today, and I don't know about tomorrow. But at this point, they're installing the game plan today, so I guess he's gonna. If the Trey does show up Sunday, he'll kind of run about them RPOs. No, I got to tell you, I really, man. It's just some things look like they're not organized as well as they used to be. This is the only thing that worries me. They used to be so professional at what they were doing. It seemed like everything was right. Yeah. So now I'm seeing things that look a little disjointed, and I'm just a little worried. And this is why I had that conversation with Show.
It's giving that 8-8 season.
Yeah.
It's giving that 8-8 season with
Harbaugh
and Patrick Willis. Well, yeah, Patrick Willis had retired that year, right? After the 8-8 season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. You kind of feel like that weird energy in the building. Like, We don't seem like we got that brotherhood no more.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
I don't know.
That was a terrible
Yeah,
season.
but
'Cause we came in, we were picked to go to the Super Bowl that year, too. Again.
Whenever I heard somebody say rebuilding, bro, that my heart dropped, bro.
I know, right?
I ain't gonna lie
That's a
to you.
scary
I was like,
word.
we just got back. Like, no, I don't want to hear no rebuilding, bro. We just got back. Man, let our people get healthy, bro. Like, I knew that Raheem Mostert injury was gonna hurt us most definitely. Like, when I saw him get hurt, because Raheem, bro, he just, I don't know, that man's different, bro.
He makes that offense click. Him and Debo, those are ignition spots. If they're moving, we got it. Ain't nothing gonna stop the 49ers, right? George Kittle pitches in, it's over. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I was to bro earlier, no disrespect to bro, but bro, you wrong. And George Kittle deserves that money, bro.
Yes.
He cleared the numbers for it. That man a monster, bro.
As far as I'm concerned, George may be still underpaid. Hey, no, I love hearing from you, man. I love hearing from you again, too. We got to go. I'm going to see you I can't wait till Sunday like you. I'll see you Friday. All right.
Hey, wait. Yeah, I got to bring the routine back. You know, I don't really be hearing nobody scream the Niners on the way out. My little brother speaks. I'm going to do it.
You know I'm going to do it.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, but I'm out, man.
That's the attitude. Keep that attitude. I love it. All right, Noah.
Sir.
See you Friday. And bring in the doctor of... No, I can't call him Doc Doom. That's Show. That's going to be Show's new name, Doc Doom. Bring in Dr. Papa Dragon is what to do. Papa.
What's going on, Ronbo? Woo! Is this the red and gold suicide hotline?
I mean, you know, everybody, we're all into our feelings. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. It's terrible. God.
Oh, Big Show, man! Somebody need to do a check on Big Show. Dial 911 and have him do a home check on Big Show because he sound like Kyle Shanahan. He sounds just like Kyle Shanahan.
And Pop, just as you said Show chimes in on the chat. We have 34 free agents in 2022, most of them on one-year contracts. Main important players for Rhett Mostert on IR. Rebuild. Hashtag rebuild. Show, stop it. Stop it.
Show, to his credit, and to everyone's credit, who are football people and smart enough to look at the facts, is very simple. You keep running your mouth, writing checks your ass can't cash. Oh, we're gonna the revenge tour. The revenge tour 2.0. If I'm not mistaken, we are currently missing from that Super Bowl team Deforest, Richard Sherman, Raheem Mostert, Emmanuel Sanders.
Stop. I can't stand it.
But that's the facts. That's the facts.
Joe Griffin, I'm gonna stop it. I'm trying. It's Pop's fault.
And I got news scoops for you too. People are not directing all their anger at the right person. They're directing it at Kyle, but Kyle don't sign no checks. Okay, Paras sets all the spending parameters, and guess where he gets his marching orders from? The cheap ass Yorks. The cheap ass Yorks who have only managed 6 playoff appearances since they won the Super Bowl. Okay, 6. And a couple of those were Mariucci, and they fired him after he had a winning season. Now, you can't keep firing good coaches and then expect good coaches to want to come work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So they were really lucky to get Shanahan.
You know,
Shanahan has an extension.
You can't.
Shanahan has an extension.
That's right.
Right. Now,
who's going to work for you? You fire people every time things get bad. Yes.
I'm over. I'm over Deforest. I'm over because he's gone. He's gone. I'm sorry, he's not over, but baby, we can't do this no more. It's over. It's over, baby. Go on to your new man. Let your new man pay for it. Okay.
How many years left on his contract? How many years is Deforest got? Is he got another year or so?
I don't care.
I know, right?
I don't care. Brunskill bites him in the kneecap. You can't block him, you might as well bite him. You can't block him, but you better bite him. You better be dirty. That's all I gotta say. I mean, straight up. You know, it is what it is. It's over. It's over. They went and signed all these 1-year deals because they believe their own hype that they create to sell tickets. They created this hype. There has not been a single surprise on this 49er team this year except for Debo. He's been a surprise.
Shocking.
Best receiver in
He
the
goes
league.
beyond
If he's
surprising.
best receiver,
Shocking.
wait a second. If he's best receiver in the league, okay. If he's the best receiver in the league, best, okay. What is who's number 2? It don't matter who number 2 is or who number 3 is. We
He's
got
going
number
to the
1
rock
now.
mode. It doesn't matter who number 2 is. Yes.
Exactly. I'm just saying that's what the ball's doing. So there's a lot of belly aching going on, a lot of complaining. Facts are the facts. You know, these guys have had the opportunity to retool, re-sign, be creative, but they were cheap. That's the only reason for it. You never, ever take a cheaper player over a dope all-pro player. That's lesson number 1. You just don't do that. It never works out. It doesn't work out. If you had Reggie White, would you be like, oh, I'm going to trade Reggie White for a first-round pick? No. You don't do that because it doesn't work out for your franchise when you do stuff like that. Ever. And number 2,
by the way,
tight ends. Go ahead.
Has anybody seen Samuel Ibukum?
No. And let me touch real quick on broke ass George Kittle. I know you say he deserves more money, but let me put it in perspective for you. This year he makes about 5 point something million. Next year he makes 16 point something million. Next year that's what he makes. That's what he makes next year. So when he misses 3 games, or look at it this way, any game he misses next year, that's $1 million per game that it costs the 49ers if he misses a game next year. That's what doesn't make sense. You don't win the Super Bowl. You don't win championships with tight ends that don't catch touchdowns. You just don't do it.
Can't argue that. But
that's the truth. It's the truth. It is the truth.
I told you I can't handle the truth.
It's the truth, though. It's the way that it is. But here's the deal. We still got a top defense in this league. D'Amico Ryans is coaching his butt off. And Shanahan still has something left. He still does. And if Jimmy G is half as good as you say he is, then we should be all right. Then we should be okay. Right? Despite the fact that Jimmy G has lost 6 of his last 11 starts.
Oh, below 500. Dang.
The truth is there. They have created a locker room of dissent and bull crap because they kept flirting with all these other quarterbacks. They have created a locker room of dissent because they don't reward the players that should get rewarded. Okay? And then the players that do need to get rewarded get over-rewarded. And then you lose a Super Bowl. Guess what? You get an extension.
I'm gonna telescope this portion, and I'm gonna send it to Kyle and John.
Let me say one last.
I hope they play it.
Let me say one last thing. One last thing. Please, Lord, don't fire Shanahan. Trade his sad ass to the Vikings or the Raiders. Give me 2 first-round picks, and we'll get you another Super Bowl ring. I'll do it. They can hire me. Hire me. I'll do it.
I'm gonna include this in my capsule too.
Tell Jay to hire Papa Dragon. I'll get you number 6.
I will see you Friday.
I'll get you number 6. All right.
Good night, fam. That's what I like about fam. When we get together, it's all fun. I don't feel any badness about the team or anything else, but I love you guys, man. Forget about it. It's not a Mike.
Forget about all of it, Ronbo. What the hell's going on over there?
We're having your kind of conversation. This is the kind of thing where you segue in seamlessly. But I mean, you're hearing what's being said. I started out tonight by saying, I believe and trust in Kyle Shanahan. I'm going to still do it, even against some of the things I'm being heard. But Buckner didn't lie. They didn't give him a break. I mean, I believe him.
Ronbo, come on. Everyone's got to be, listen here, all right? Everyone's got to be realistic, all right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got to be realistic. Even if look at the Colts, all right? Look at the Colts right now. Yeah, they got Defoe over there, right? But all the other players around the Colts, they got the linebacker, the Leonard, and he was still on his rookie deal when they got Defoe from us, all right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they were able to get some pieces on offense, but they haven't really been able to add anything around them. And why? Because that's what that salary does, Ronbo. That's what that salary does, even if he was to come halfway.
But, Mike, what about the criminals in Dallas, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, L.A.? How are they able to sign and keep that roster
look,
stocked with nothing but blue-chip players?
Here's a little secret that a lot of people don't know, all right? Here's a little secret now. When it comes to negotiating certain deals, particularly with teams in Florida and in Texas and things like that, where the taxes are different, Ronbo, they're able to get a whole lot more of their money, all right, based on a certain number than what they got to do. So if they're wanting to make a certain money, they tell their agent, all right, look, I want to get this amount of money. When you're in California, when you're in specific states or whatnot, you got to get a specific number, because if you don't, after taxes, you're not going to get the number you were looking for. All right? Yeah. And so that plays a little bit into it. That plays a little bit into the whole deal. I remember when Nnamdi Asomugha kind of did the same thing when he left the Raiders for the Texans. You remember that? He went down there because they was able to give him, and Al Davis, he would always pay everybody, even if they were trash. Go ask Jamarcus Russell. He's still spending Al Davis' dollars, all right? So he would pay anybody, and yet he couldn't match the deal that the Texans were going to give Nnamdi, because he was able to get more money guaranteed without having to go too much more on the cap. That's a part of it, all right? So that's got to be taken into consideration.
Okay,
and at the end of the day, the other part
Mike, I just want to say, L.A. is in California. They're paying the same brutal taxes as everybody else in California.
Yeah, and look what they got, Ronbo. They got Aaron Donald and they got Jalen Ramsey. Who else do they got on that defense?
Well,
honestly,
you got me
that really scares you. That go, ooh, look at that guy. No fucking body. Nobody cares.
I got to think
about
that.
Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey are eating all that salary up on the defense.
That is all they got.
I mean, I don't hear anyone else. I can't think of anyone else that stands out that I say, I really worry about how we game plan against that friggin' guy. No, I don't think. Come on. Let's be honest over here, all right? So, look, it's a timing thing too. We had a lot of newer guys, Ronbo, that we knew we were going to pay Fred. We knew we were going to pay Kittle. And here's one more thing. You were talking earlier about Kittle. It's a little bit off topic with what your headline is on here. Yeah. I just want to say this about Kittle. I'm not going to talk about the man's bag, all right, because I know people that do that and everything, whatever they negotiate, that's between both sides. But I'm going to say this. For as much as he gets paid and for as much as he's touted, he sure as hell's been gone from the offense, Ron. But I don't know what the hell's going on, all right? And I know some people say, people are game planning for him and they're double teaming him. You think people don't freaking game plan and double team Travis Kelce? But yet every friggin' week, Patrick Mahomes happens to make him part of the game plan. He always attacks the other team. He typically gets in the end zone at least once, all right? And he's always part of the game plan. And I don't want to hear anyone say that no one's not game planning for Travis Kelce, because you bet your ass you're game planning when you play the Chiefs and Travis Kelce. You got to worry about Kelce, and you got to worry about Tyreek Hill when you play the Chiefs. Well, it's got to be somewhat the same. When you're playing the Niners, you got to worry about Debo, and you got to worry about Kittle at the very least, because we don't have the Maserati in the backfield right now. Otherwise, you'd have to worry about him too. Mm-hmm. But at the very least, you got to be worried about Debo and Kittle. And I don't give a shit what Shanahan does, but he's got to figure out a way to get that guy the ball more because he's got to earn that money he's making, Ronbo. He is getting paid handsomely, and he's getting paid too handsomely if he's just going to be a friggin' blocker. All right?
Yeah.
That's just facts. You know, I don't want to hear anything else about it, you know?
The thing is, Tony, I think I was speaking on his merits and past merits. He is a absolute stud when he's popping on all cylinders. And this is why I said he's still a hell of an asset to this offense. But you're right. He's not getting all of the things done that he should be getting done as George Kittle, playing way below his own standards.
Either that or Kyle is just not putting him in the game plan like he used to.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like in 2017, 2008, he was, the focal point. And even when the friggin' sorry-ass shitty Lambs knew that we was going to go to him so he can get the record that
he was still getting it.
They still couldn't stop him. You know what I mean, Ronbo?
But
so that's why I don't want to hear excuses of people who are trying to stop him.
Blame Brunskill and McGlinchey. If they would hold up their end of the load, then George wouldn't be over there trying to help them out.
That's a friggin' topic for another night.
It really is, Mike, because we're out of time. But I feel you.
All right, Ronbo, listen here, all right? Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful. I'm going to be at the game this weekend, so, I'm hoping I'm glad I got the good spot, Ron, but I got to tell you, it's supposed to be raining, 90% chance of rain, going to be rain Sunday night football. Here we go. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
You know?
That's what football's all about.
All right, Ronbo, you have a good night, all right? Forget about it. Be nice over there. All right, Ronbo.
All right. Night, Mike. Oh, man. What are you going to say? Hey, Robert.
Hey, Ronbo, can you come right back to me?
We can do that. All right. And let's see, Casey. He's probably just came from the drugstore. Hey, Casey.
Hey, forget about it.
That was pretty good. that was almost right. I thought it was, Mike.
Hey, forget about it. It's Niner Mike here. That's my guy, man. I love what Niner Mike says about taxes because that was what I was going to say. Is that
really?
The difference
forgot about
in
that.
State income tax is almost a 9% difference.
California's brutal.
He's got,
brutal when it comes to taxes. Brutal.
So if it's an $84 million contract, he's probably made just $7 or $8 million by claim. Yeah. And, he's got a family and stuff. He's recently married, I think, he got married right after the Super Bowl or something. So.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, he did get married. That's right.
I'm sure his wife would want to stay in California.
As opposed to Indianapolis? You ever been there? What's it like in Indianapolis? It seems like a jumping city, though.
I imagine it's cold.
Oh, yeah, weather-wise. In Cali, man, if you've been on the West Coast, you can't imagine the cold that they're enduring. Because I've been to the East Coast a couple times when it was cold. Boy, I couldn't wait to leave. So you guys can have this. Hey, Ron, man, you crying, man. You ought to go to Chicago. This ain't nothing. No, I already heard about Chicago. I ain't never going there. That's crazy, unless it's summertime.
Somewhere like Ohio. You don't want to go to somewhere like Ohio where the Bengals, they don't even have an indoor practice facility out there, Ronbo.
Oh, man. Anywhere near the Great Lakes, that goes for all those. Minnesota, that's ridiculous, That's not meant for humans. Yeah. Hey, if you're from Minnesota, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, I just realized, don't offend anybody. But Casey, man, Deforest Buckner, man, he's coming in to get us, Casey. Dude is coming in hunting for bear. Are you concerned?
I don't think he's going to get very far.
Is that right?
No, I'm not, man. I don't think he's been doing much since he went to the Colts. I think this year he has 2 sacks.
Last year he was hot.
Dude
had 9.5 sacks. He's all pumped up.
I'm expecting the Niners to do really, really well on Sunday. 10-time home game off the bye week. I think they're going to get it together.
Yeah, too bad it's going to be raining, though. I don't know what that's going to do to our run game. And we have to run,
Casey.
It's
too bad it looks like it's too bad that it looks like they'll be lucky if they get double-digit wins this year.
Mm-hmm.
But if they somehow can get into the playoffs, they could be they can get hot at the right time. And
okay, but we get to play both the Rams and the Hawks again, Cardinals. We get to play everybody. So we can, the worst we can do is go even up with those guys. So they can't say, well, by virtue of, no virtue, we won one, they won one. Okay, so let's go by the records here. So they got to win, though.
You know, Ronbo, I'm an optimistic person. You know, but I mean, a big part of me does that. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if Sudfeld is out there. You know what I mean?
If who?
Yeah, that one guy.
I can never. One thing about you, Casey, I can never anticipate what you're going to say, and that I didn't see that coming. Sudfeld.
Ronbo, as a poker player, that means the world to me, Ronbo. But
you must win all the time. What do you do? Sudfeld trots out on the field, and here comes Nate Sudfeld in the game. Oh, no.
And then, what happens if they got a card off Sudfeld? Who knows? Maybe they put Sanu in, Ronbo. I mean, that's where we're headed this year, man. They're just dropping like flies, man. My game plan is maybe they all drop like flies, and maybe they bulldoze Levi's and go back to San Francisco and start winning again. That's my plan.
You know, or built some facility right next door. There was zoning issues on that. I found out about that because I couldn't understand why you guys just build a facility next door to Candlestick while the Candlestick's being redone or something. Or play at Stanford. They let you play there until the facility was built. No.
Well, you know, now that it's 5 years down the road, it's starting to make more sense too, because they wanted to have that complex. There's a big complex right across the street there.
Yeah.
You know, they started building.
It was all the master plan.
They were probably trying to do the NFL city kind of thing that other stadiums are doing and whatnot. I just wish they had built a better stadium. I can't believe that they have billions of dollars into this thing and there's such a bad glare. You know, and there's like half of it covered in shit. I'm like, what are these guys thinking? They've got the, all the tools to do,
You got to hear Big Show talk about that stadium to really enjoy the comedy behind it. Show said he felt like a piece of bacon out there. He's sitting on the wrong side of the field, right? That sun was hitting him with like big fists coming out of the sky.
Show had to have his SPF 420 on out there.
Looking like, and you put that on with a roller, not your hands. You roll it on, one layer at a time. That's crazy. But anyway.
I just wish they had built something to compete with the architecture of the Seahawks stadium.
I knew you were going to say that.
Thinking, but anyway.
They do, can't say anything bad about it. Or look at the Rams facility. I mean, that's just crazy. All right, fam.
Hey, you don't have that starter jacket on. I'm never calling in again, Ronbo.
I know wait, game day. I really need to wear it this weekend, too. You're right. We cannot go 2-4. I'm wearing it. Remind me again Friday.
We got to get this done. It's a must-win, Ronbo. It's a must-win.
I'll see you Friday. Oh, God. And let's go back and check out. Hey, Robert.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Robert, I'm getting ready to tell you, I'm going to stop complaining here. I'm not happy with what happened to Deforest Buckner after hearing the story from him. But you know what? We ain't losing no more games. Well, Robert, what do you speak to me about Deforest Buckner? And there's been several explanations as to what happened. We need to grow up, realize that this is the business and things like that type of answers. But I just, I'm very sensitive when it comes to our players, as you already know. I get myself in a lot of trouble doing that. But that situation, as far as you're concerned, what is your feeling on that?
He doesn't wear a 49er jersey no more, so it's
True.
a business. He had to move on and make the best decision for himself. Now, my thing is why this week is such a big talk. I understand this return. Like, he could have answered the question, just said it didn't work out.
A year ago.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
Like, why you come tell us that now? You know what I'm saying?
He wants us to cheer for him.
I don't want to take nothing from the man. The man is a talented player, but we also got to remember, like the caller before said, that Eric Armstead. Eric, he gets his because he gets a chance to play alongside Nick. But remember, he had his best season when he played beside Nick and D Ford. So, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? We got got a job to do. He gonna line up, and we gotta play defense.
Damn right.
There's somebody out there that knows his game and should be able to, we know he gonna get his. We just gotta get out. It's a game of inches.
Wait, Robert, I just realized something. He knows us, right? What we're forgetting is we know him too. I was sitting there thinking he's got an advantage because he knows what we do offensively. You know what? We know what he does defensively too.
He don't have his advantage. Yeah, calm down.
I'm doing it right now.
The thing
Calm
is
down.
to get the win.
Mm-hmm.
He's one man. He's not. I hope we don't let him wreck our show. And we play with him long enough to know how to keep him from wrecking our show. Now, Kyle Shanahan lets that man wreck his show. Then we'll be having a whole different conversation when we come back after the game. But it's time for them to show people why he's the starting quarterback, and let's get it done. We're only a couple games away from, in the playoff. Well, we're one game out of the playoff hunt. Get back to 500, like I said last week, one game at a time.
Yeah.
Our playoffs start now.
Absolutely. We like you said,
we got to make something happen.
We already spent
Either we
our
gonna
losing.
Right. We got to make a decision. And the biggest decision right now that we don't want to look down the road and look at is we're going to have to sweep the Rams or we're going to have to beat Tennessee.
Oh, man. I try not to think about that game. Robert, man. Oh, man. Oh, God.
Let's take it 1 week at a time. Let's get the games that we know we're supposed to win. Let's not let a trap game run up on us. Because we still hadn't ran into a trap game yet. Let's not run into a trap game.
My ideal situation is we don't lose another game until we get to Tennessee. Because I don't know if we get our fourth loss versus Henry, I won't be mad at that. I'll just hope we don't have to see him anymore the rest of the year. And if we could win the division with, what's that, 4? 13-4, and Derrick Henry put that fourth on us, boy, wow, Robert, well, I tell you what,
I'm still looking for Arizona. I'm still looking for Arizona to show us the real Arizona.
I know, right?
I just don't want to believe that's the real Arizona. I'm sorry.
They're due next week, actually. Didn't they go 6 games into the season last year and start suddenly falling apart?
Yep. Will the real Arizona please stand up?
It's good.
Because this don't look too good. I don't like this Arizona card.
I know, they look, and then they picked up another body. Didn't they pick up another dude here the other day?
Actually competent. Yeah, they actually look competent. I don't like
They do. They picked up another menacing figure the other day. I think that was them. Who else did they pick up here? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and with George Kittle, like, hey, Tony's right. Hey, I love George, but he can't be a glorified blocker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he can't be a one. Robert Ory was one of the best basketball players in the clutch, but he never got paid for a reason because you couldn't put him out there all game long. You know what I'm saying, through his whole career, and he'd be productive.
I remember
we don't need George Kittle to turn into that guy. We need him to be productive. He I hate to hear Greg Cohen talk about him not scoring touchdowns because, I love his passion, but he got to make them count.
Yeah, I see. That's why George Kittle carries too much weight on that offense. That's why I cannot give him a hard time about not getting touchdown. And Kyle Shanahan has something to do with that. Call his number, Kyle. And George is also drawn double teams to make Debo might be eaten because George is serving the meals. You know what I'm saying? So there's something going on out there. I'm going to pay closer attention to George Kittle's activity from now on, though, because I'm wondering what's going on with that.
Hey, but one thing, that's one thing we got to remember. That's what separates a good player from a great player. Great players do what they do even when they know they're going to get double teamed and teams playing for them. They still get theirs out. We need George to be great. It's just a fact about it. We pay him like he's great. He has to be great.
And that's coming up in 3 weeks. Fam, I'm going to see. Tell you what I'm going to do. Robert, I'll be looking at you Friday and bring that score with you. And so and I'm going to stop crying. We are winning this game. I'm bringing my score. It's definitely going to be up. Yes. All right. All right, fam.
Yeah.
See you Friday.
All right, have a nice.
You too. There he is, the man with the name of Splendiferous. Splendiferous, get in here.
Ronbo.
Splendiferous. Well, fam.
Can you give me a minute? I'm clocking out right now. I'm about to get off work right now.
Okay. We'll be back. All right.
So I'll go back on mute.
All right. And,
all
right, fam.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem. Hey, Ellis.
What's up, Ronbo?
Ellis, man, I'm like, the chat is right. I need to stop crying. You know, Ellis, things aren't as bad as they appear. I'm a little bothered by the subject matter that started the show today. As far as Deforest Buckner, I like Buckner. You know, I lost my mind that night they drafted him. I couldn't contain myself for hours, right? And now to find out that he was trying to stay with us, and the 49ers says, nope, we better mind. That's it. And we're going to wish you luck. And listen, Deforest, think about what you've got coming up ahead. Now, you're going to get $21 million, and that's better than we can pay. So there's no need for you to settle for less, all right? Good luck to you. John, if he wants to come back down off the price, that's okay. Let's let him stay. You know, because I'm looking at it in that way. I'm probably wrong. It's probably not exactly the way it went. But, you know, your feeling on that.
You mean what? As far as us keeping him or letting him go?
Yeah. Because he told everything that happened today, and those are some of the things he said.
Yeah.
That wasn't common knowledge. So I'm like, yeah. Well, thanks, guys. Ertz, they picked up Ertz. That's right. I wasn't happy with that pickup. Cardinals, good grief, where's all that money coming from? But anyway.
Yeah, the Cards got Zach Ertz, man. So, you know, it just gets better and better for the Cardinals. You know what I mean? They 6-0, and they ready to go. But
yeah, that's a good ride.
Man.
I
yeah, you know how I do. I do that a little, in my spare time. But yeah, you know, I do feel like, you know, like with Kendrick. You know, Kendrick didn't get injured, and I mean, when we talk about the level of player, you know, we can't. I mean, him and Defoe are comparable in that respect, but Kendrick is still one of the better and one of the most dependable receivers I feel like we've had in a long time, or that we had in a very long time. I'm trying to find somebody off the top of my head. I can't think of anybody that was as dependable. He did drop a couple of passes, but Kendrick was one of the ones that was catching the most clutch passes, you know, of any player that we had on the team, in the most pivotal moments where if that pass wasn't caught, or if these passes weren't caught, we don't get down the field. And they were always first downs or touchdowns. It was like always damn near a first down or a touchdown or something. It was just, you know,
it's
crazy. But,
very
you know,
needed, very important. Every time he made
it was
a big
always
play.
a pivotal. It was necessary. Yeah. So, and Defoe's presence was equal to that, you know, in the defensive and much even more. And also the injury thing. He wasn't an injured player. We've been suffering from having consistency in injury-prone players, or guys getting injured, like, you know, like every, you know, before we can even blink and think, okay, good, we're doing good. Bam, another injury. Bam, another injury. I mean, look how we had our introduction to the season, you know, and guys are upset about George Kittle. I'm upset about George a bit too, because we paid a whole lot of money for him. And the thing with Trent, if we wouldn't have got, I mean, we could have still made it. We could have been all right if we didn't have Javon Kinlaw. We would have been perfectly fine. I mean, he's a great presence, but that would have just meant Kentavious Street, you know, and you know, all of the other guys, Darian Daniels or whoever we had. I know we don't have them anymore, but the guys that we did have would have been given an opportunity to step up and play more I know the positions weren't the same, but I'm just saying the depth that we had on the defensive line, somebody else could have stepped up and we could have filled that void versus having Javon, and now we have this knee problem. This is one of the reasons why I was against the Javon Kinlaw pick, because I was concerned that this knee tendonitis thing that we kept hearing about up until the moment where we got that damn pick, that was going to be an issue. I would have been way better. I felt way better with us getting Tristan Wirfs, us getting, even getting CD and doing some other things, because we traded. Did we trade up or did we trade back to get?
I think we dropped down to pick up a pick that we used to get Ayuk, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So but either way, I'm just saying. Look at how great that kid's playing out of in Tampa Bay, and I'm just thinking with the offensive line, and we would have had to give Trent all of that money. I knew that was going to be something that was going to bite us later on, and it seems like we keep getting bit in the ass by these decisions. You know what I mean? These costly decisions, and then Kyle not. I've been hearing a lot of great points tonight. With the Kyle not. Scouting a quarterback and banking on Kirk Cousins. All of this stuff is relevant, and we're feeling the ramifications of all of that now. We're seeing all of these things with these choices and how we're tight for money now. Now we got some other contracts that are going to be coming up. Debo needs to get paid. Nick's going to be needing to get paid. George has already got a lot of money. And Trent's got a lot of money already, and we still got other guys. You know what I mean? So it's just. The decision-making, Ronbo, has been very shaky, and these draft picks and stuff like that, we've been just kind of the miss. I think we've been missing more than we've been hitting. I'm just, the way that I'm looking at it from a bird's eye view. And, we wouldn't be in this position right now. We wouldn't have had to trade up 3 spots. Let's not forget, Miami was the only team that was willing to trade. That's why we had to give up so much real estate to get down to 3.
Mm-hmm.
We would have gotten down to probably 5, 6, 7 if somebody would have done some business with us, or maybe even a bit higher. Because but John and them said, these were the only people. Nobody else wanted to work with us, so we had to, we had to pay for that position to get into that position. So and then we had to do that, and look what we had to give up.
Mm-hmm.
So hindsight's 20/20. So it's like there's nothing we're going to be able to do about it now, but we can see that there would have been. We'd be in a better position, I think, right now, had there been some more, just a little bit more analysis, a little bit more, in-depth and witty decision-making when it came to the draft, this past 2 drafts for sure.
And I tell you, it's going to be interesting to see how things develop going forward. We got to win this year, or everything that you're talking about comes into painful fruition about decisions being made earlier. But, fam, we got to go. Ellis, I'm gonna look for you Friday.
Yeah.
I know.
No, most definitely, Ronbo. Yeah, they're not gonna let us. They're not gonna let us live. They're not gonna let us breathe. So it's definitely got to be a turnaround week. These next 2-3 games, I'm expecting W's, man, and I'm gonna be pissed off if we don't. I'm gonna be pissed off, immensely. So, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. You know where you at, man. Wipe your feet. Before you come in the house. And shout out to you, brother Ronbo. Shout out to production. Shout out to the Niner faithful, man. All of the ladies and gentlemen out there, man. Peace and love to y'all, man. Stay strong, keep it lifted, and to the next episode.
All right. Shout out to the fan. I'm saying shout out to the squad too. Oh, there's a squad now. Good night, Ronbo. Ellis, that was a duel hit. Oh, shucks. You guys have a great night.
All right, man. Peace.
Thanks, man. Peace. That's too adorable. Hey, Tony. Atlanta's Falcons main man, Tony. Tony, get in here.
Bravo.
Tony.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening, Tony. I got to tell you, first thing I want to get your reaction on is, okay, Myles Garrett, right? Listen, can that be confirmed? Why is nobody talking about that? I retweeted that because I said, Myles Garrett, I'm done. They test me for drugs. Every time I come from the clinic, go home, and go in the house, there's another message for me to come back to the clinic and test again. But it was on Bleacher Report, so I guess is it serious? Myles Garrett is quitting football?
I hadn't heard anything about it till just
Really?
right now.
Okay. Myles Garrett is sick and tired of being randomly drug tested, and so he says, I quit. Now, you know what? There's a couple of guys that do this kind of thing, but Bleacher Report picked up and ran with it, so I says, wait a minute. That must be serious. Because we got a guy that comes over on 49er Twitter and says the most outrageous things about players, and we know who he is, though. So, but Bleacher Report, I didn't know they play that.
Yeah, me neither. I know they do randomly test, but they should randomly test everybody over a long period of time. You know?
And look at Myles Garrett. The dude looks a little bit like the Incredible Hulk, but in brown skin instead of green. You know what I'm saying? So, if I was on the committee, I might think about testing him too. And that dude over in the Seahawks too.
Is he quitting effective immediately?
I don't know.
Is he quitting
He called it retirement.
Effective immediately?
I looked at it. I just saw the part where he says he's retiring. And chat, if anybody's got any updated information on Myles Garrett retiring, please let me know. I still don't believe it. But Bleacher Report ran with it. We'll see.
I don't either. Poppy Pablo XXX. No, I am not an undercover 49ers fan, even though I do respect the team.
We appreciate that too, Tony. What do you think, Tony? Tony, I don't know if you can relate to the situation because I'm trying to remember the last time you guys got rid of a blue chip player and actually, what am I talking about? No, but Julio. You tried to keep Julio though, didn't you?
Yeah, you know what? That might have been the way it's looking right now. It's looking like that trade is in our favor, but that's only because Julio and Ryan Tannehill ain't on the same page. And Julio's had one good game in Seattle where he had over 151 yards, but he still hasn't had a touchdown yet.
Yeah, well, he never was great. You know what's really funny about him? For as productive as he's always been, he's never been heavy duty on the touchdowns, which is interesting.
Yeah, but Julio's value, he's always double covered, which helps the other receivers out.
Yeah, and he's always going to get 100 yards a game. His average per game is just ridiculous.
Hey, Ronbo, tell SMH in your chat that I was on my Falcons chat earlier tonight.
Yeah.
He said I need to find the Falcons chat. Tell him to stop being in the field.
Would you guys stop? Tony's a guest. Stop picking at him. Oh, by the way, I did see that Myles Garrett says he won't wear sleeveless uniforms again because I guess the folks in charge of calling people in make that judgment call. Look at his arms. Come on, call him in. That's not normal. They need to call that dude the Seattle Seahawks offensive lineman. His arms are as wide as anybody's thighs, and I'm not talking about a guy that doesn't work out. I'm talking about a guy that squats 400 and 500 pounds. Come on, man. That dude's all juiced up. Man, didn't help. No, they're still getting the butt beat.
Yeah, I was mixing it up with Texas Boy earlier in the chat, but then he stopped talking to me. I was telling him, I said the Cowboys are going to start losing some games. It's a long season. I said they'll still make the playoffs, but they're going to lose some games. They're going to lose to us in about 3 weeks.
They could lose this weekend because if Dak comes out there limping around, thinking he's going to do a Michael Jordan against the what's that team from Utah, the Utah Jazz? He's sick as can be, but he's out there scoring 40-plus points and winning in the playoffs. Dak come out there limping around, he's going to get slammed into the dirt. So,
well, Dallas is on a bye this week, Ronbo. They got lucky. They're on their bye this week.
Jeez. Oh.
Yep. And then they play Minnesota. Denver at Minnesota, then Denver at home, and then us at home. We're going to take care of them.
Good. Please do. Because you know what? I just realized something.
I heard Kirk Cousins get them too. Kirk Cousins has been playing well this year, Ronbo.
I don't know why
nobody's talking about it.
I don't know why they're losing because they've been losing some close games, but Cousins is playing his butt off, ain't he? The Vikings defense is letting them down, which is interesting for that coach because he always talks about how good his defense has got to be.
And they've always had good defenses. I don't know what the problem is now.
I
don't get it.
Well, you know what it's like, you guys got hit by the cap. It's about you can't keep unless you're Dallas, Los Angeles, Tampa Bay, Dallas, L.A., Dallas. You have to stick to the cap. You can't just do whatever you
Kansas
want to do.
City. And I agree with you, Ronbo. How is those certain teams doing it when none of the rest of us can?
One thing that Mike pointed out a little while ago, depending on what state you're in, the taxes, you don't have to pay taxes in some states. And ball players are probably always trying to go to places like Miami and places like that where the New England, I don't think you have to pay taxes there. It's
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, see?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I guess, because in California, they're taking all your money. It gets up to at some point, after you make a certain amount of money, you start working for the government. They just start taking everything, half your paycheck. It's gone. So,
how's your quarterback situation with Jimmy, Ronbo? Is he ready to go?
Yeah, it looks like he'll play this weekend. We haven't seen, I don't know what's going on with T. Lance, though. I thought I heard about him working out last week, but I guess it must start hurting. And the 49ers said shut him down right away. We're not having anything further going than that. Just what's worrisome, and everybody's not thinking about it hard yet, it may be more serious than they're saying right now. If misses another week, then you know it really is. And Jed Yorkshire said, I know you didn't, my money, you did not hurt him. Jed's going to go all the way ghetto on him.
No, you need to go all the way ghetto and take Brandon Ayuk off kickoff and punt return.
I know,
before get him some more targets.
Before they kill him.
Yeah.
Johnny, we're going to go.
Get him some more targets.
Yeah, and stop. I don't want him. I didn't want him returning kicks anyway. Derek, come back Friday. I'll be looking for you.
Yeah, Ronbo. None of the regulars were in the chat tonight. They're hiding again.
I know. Even the man from I don't want to say his name because he's from
Raider Carlos ain't in the chat. He comes in, win or lose. He ain't in there.
Well, they know better. They got problems. But Detroit.
Don Burr ain't gonna come in.
Oh, don't say his name.
Those paper bags got to come back out. Have a good night.
Friday. All right. Have a good night.
Take care.
You too. And we roll back to Splendiferous. Splend!
Yes, sir. I'm ready. Can you hear me?
I can. Splendiferous, come on in, man, because, you know how we do. It started out tonight. I was actually at worship. Well, actually, what was I doing? About Deforest Buckner. I was in the morning for, it was like somebody spoke to you from the dead, right? Man is coming back saying, look, man, I'm telling y'all right now, I wanted to stay, okay? I even made a personal appointment with John Lynch, and I said, maybe we can come to some kind of agreement. And they told me no, that mine was all made up even anyway, and there's no way that I said, damn, why is he saying these things? Somebody else just said, why he didn't say that before he left? Are you buying the story? Is he telling me the truth?
Now, listen. Defoe, since the day he got drafted, because remember, Eric Armstead was on the team before him.
Yep,
right?
1 year.
Now, Defoe came in right away and was attracting double teams, man.
Yep.
You understand me?
Yep.
He was attracting double teams in the middle.
His whole time.
And then when they added Nick Bosa to the equation, it created K double. And Eric Armstead fed off of that, man.
He got fat.
He ate royally. Man, I loved that year watching him just sack Russell Wilson. He was just tearing Russell up that year.
Because all the offensive linemen were busy. And Eric was just trying to kill him. That was fun. Aaron Rodgers, same thing with Aaron Rodgers, bumped his head into the dirt. I mean, he was just killing everybody. He was just a man out of control.
Yeah, I mean, Russell, every time Russell closed his eyes, he see that the white sleeve on Eric Armstead's arm just reaching for him. His fingers just grabbing at him.
And you know what's funny about that? Eric Armstead has been giving Russell Wilson hell ever since he came into the league, whenever he played. There's something between Eric and Russell. Yeah. I don't know why Eric has always on Russell's butt. You'll see Russell getting on his horse every time we play if Armstead's in the game. That's pretty funny, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, man. The other thing I want to talk about though, Ronbo, is Kyle got to be careful, man, because if you remember what the Eagles situation was, when head coaches start getting undecisive about who their quarterback is, it says something to the owner. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
of course.
The same thing happened with Mike Singletary. He was playing Troy Smith, and then he was playing Alex Smith. Then he went back to Troy Smith, and I think that's what did him in. Doug Peterson, with Jalen Hurts and Carson. You know what I mean? Every time the head coach can't decide who he want to play as his quarterback, that's a recipe for disaster. They're saying, well, he's not sure about that, so what is he doing?
Yeah, it looks like he's not in charge. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he's gonna let Jimmy play, just let Jimmy ball, man. I want Trey to just stay there and learn anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can use him in some of the red zone situations. Yeah, but other than that, man, just let that man build his confidence. Let him know the playbook. Like when he go to bed at night, when he closes his eyes, he's just seeing plays.
Yeah. And just
that's how.
And do slide drills every day. Slide. Hey, take it over, man. Yeah. Let's do. Oh, you want me to do slide drills? Just a couple, just a few. I just want you to get into feeling and sliding because this is big boys out here, fam. You know what I'm saying? You go get hurt.
I'm telling you, there's some grown men out there. Grown men out there.
Be dropping those shoulders to them dudes. I know you're a big man, but still.
Exactly. The thing that make me kind of sad about our offense too, man, is that we draft these young guys, man. I see every team in the league, they putting their 4 or 5 wide receivers out there. They playing young boys out there. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Whether they're ready or not, these guys, I see some no-name receivers catching passes and making big plays on these Sundays, and I'm saying, man, where did that guy come from?
You speak of that. What's that Cardinals? The kid that just drafted it this past season, this past draft. He came out there. Even when they weren't going to D-Hop and Handley. Anyway, they weren't going to D-Hop. They weren't going to their blue chip premier headliners. The big tickets weren't even
but they was getting us, what?
Yeah, but the thing is, they hit that
rookie.
They
was getting us, though.
He was eating us up the whole. The first few shots was to the kid. Fam, what's that kid's name? The Cardinals' new wide receiver.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. But it made me sick, and I'm like, I want to see more of Juan Jennings because Juan looked like he's a baller, man.
He's a tough guy too.
I want to see more Jennings.
Big catch radius. Debo's become the man. Get used to it, splendiferous, because when the ball goes out of Jimmy's hands or Trey's hands, they're going to be looking for the money maker, Debo.
Yeah.
And that's going to get Debo. See, that, Rondale Moore, thanks, Kay. Go ahead. If Debo's drawing that kind of attention, and he is, then don't let Ayuk have some. And
that's the thing. We're too much of a one-trick pony right now, man. We need to spread the ball around. Everybody needs to get involved. When they get involved, when they get a few.
Splendiferous?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
We can do this, man. We can do this. And the Colts, I'm going to be sick if we lose to them, man, because I'm telling you, they ain't got as much talent on their team as we do.
I know.
You know?
And they're defensively, they're giving up a lot in every category. So if we can't, and Carson Wentz, you know how long it takes Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz takes nearly 3 seconds to get rid of the ball. If they don't drop Carson Wentz at least 3 times this Sunday, Splendiferous, I'm going to be very upset. Something is really, really wrong. And there's no way he's supposed to be standing around there that long.
Listen, they need to treat Carson like a pillow and sack him. You know what I'm saying? They need to treat him like a pillow out there. And I'm talking about coming from every angle, even with the blitzes that we. Yes. I hope K-Wan plays in this game, man. K-Wan need to get out there.
Yes. He can run the blitz, can't he?
He's
playing this week. Yeah. And
is K-Wan playing?
Yeah, he's playing. He's back now. I want to see J-Dub in on a safety blitz, too. There's no way that they're supposed to be able to stop the 49ers defense. I bet you D'Amico's thinking the same thing we're thinking, too. Watch, see. He's got to go down.
Right, because, I mean, it's speed, and Carson makes a lot of mistakes when they got guys coming at him like that.
Don't he?
You know what I mean?
And T.Y.'s out there. I don't know if T.Y.'s going to play Sunday. Apparently, he missed practice today. But I do not want Hilton on the other end of them deep, I don't care where it goes, throws. We're having too much fun.
Man, he won't be. He won't even be effective. K1 out there, man.
You know what I'm saying? You know. All right, fam.
Keep that slot locked down. You know what I mean?
And K1 he's the king, ain't he? Tyler Lockett.
I'm telling you,
man. What's his name over in L.A.? They don't be doing nothing with K1. The shark is in the water. Don't jump in. Cooper Kupp,
that's it.
I'm talking to you too. Hey, fam, we'll see you Friday, all right?
All right, Ronbo. Let me get a Niners shout out, man.
Oh yeah.
And to all my faithful out there, just stay faithful, man. Just hold on. We can do this.
I tell you, we go do this. This weekend starting that now. All right, fam. Have a good night. Split difference. Hey,
all right.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo? Can you hear me?
Lee, in fact, it's like stereophonic sound. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what did you do? Got a new system or something?
Is it clear or should I change it?
No, it's really clear. It's booming.
Oh, sweet.
Well, Lee, you know, I'm in here. I'm going to stop whining now because it's game time. I always do this somewhere during the week. So I was crying about Deforest Buckner, who did not want to leave. It's like the guy that was thrown out. You know, one of your roommates got thrown out. You didn't even know why, and you find out later. You know, I'm figuring, why would he make that up? So, Lee, your feelings on that, was it a good move on the 49ers' part, or did the 49ers blow that? What are you thinking?
Well, I remember that because I remember, you know, a lot of 49er fans, probably like myself, were upset when we let Deforest go. You know, he was... man, he worked hard this whole time he was here, Ronbo. And he's the one player that, you know, every year he came out and did his thing, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. He dropped in that uniform. And so when we let him go after coming off that Super Bowl run, yeah, I didn't like it at all, you know. And then, you know, he went and balled his first year over at Indiana Colts. And, yeah, that was tough to see because, you know, he played so well for us and he gave us, you know, a lot of people like, oh, yeah, Eric he got more sacks. But it's not just about sacks, you know what I mean? Like, that whole line worked as a unit, you know. And we had a couple injuries last year, you know, everything just fell apart. And I think the gleaming little light on their team last year, even though we struggled with injuries, was a guy like Kerry Hyder who came in. But to me, Ronbo, you know, it was a bit later after we made the deal. You know, we got those picks, and I feel like John and them, they try to butter it up by going, you know, oh, we got these draft picks, we got all this great value for getting rid of them, and they try to go cheaper, they try to go younger, but the problem is when you go to the draft, you never know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? And I feel like they were probably a bit overconfident because the year before, you know, we went probably the 1 year in this whole rebuild since they've come in that they actually hit on the first two picks, and we got Bosa and we got Debo, right? So we also picked up Dre later in the draft, who was pretty good, you know, because it's a 5th round pick. I think he was.
That's right.
People questioned the Hurd pick, and they questioned the punter straight away. I remember that year telling you, you know,
yeah, Wisnowski. Yeah.
Yeah, like Terry McLaurin was there, Ronbo.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was huge on Terry McLaurin that year. We took Hurd, and he ends up being a really good player. And I remember the next year I told you, same round again, I said guys like Antonio Gibson, and he absolutely balled as a rookie, you know. But that's where we went wrong. I feel like they got overconfident because they had a good draft the year before, and they thought, oh, we can do this again. You know, there's another DT in this draft. His name's Javon Kinlaw. Let's go to get him, replace Deforest Buckner. Let's go younger and cheaper. And he hasn't been able to replicate what Deforest done, you know, today. And they're two different players. One's good against the run, and one's great against the pass rush. And that's where Defo was strong. And that's not where Kinlaw's strengths are, you know. And then, you know, we went back and we moved up again and we got Ayuk. You know, I said to you, CeeDee Lamb's the guy. You go for that guy, man. He's just so well-rounded. You need the big play, Ronbo. He gives you the big play. Like,
God.
And even though we got Debo, like Debo's not this complete receiver. He's a gadget weapon. You know, he's like a running back that'll give you those tough yards after the catch. But he's not the guy you're going to go just throw it up one-on-one and he's going to come up with that great catch when you need it. You know, in the end zone or that big.
I've been crying about that for years. That's the guy. And I think Kyle thought Ayuk was going to be that kind of guy. You know?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what they thought, but they got it wrong. You know, they said, oh, we had CD 1A and we had Brandon Ayuk 1B. Well, there's a big gap between 1A and 1B so far, and unless you guys put a lot into this kid, because he does have a lot of natural talent, you know, he's athletic, but it's the little things, you know. Getting separation and running, you know, crisp routes, you know, contesting the catches and being able to make them consistently, and those are little things you just got to grind and work on. And guys like Kendrick Bourne, I heard Ellis earlier, man, he's the exact opposite of a guy like Ayuk. You know, he's a guy that didn't have all the natural ability. You know, he wasn't really fast, but he was a hard worker, you know. Every other day he was posting up pictures of his training and working out, and he enjoyed life, but at the same time he knew how to get down and grind. And that's what Ayuk's going to have to do, you know, if we're really ever going to see a first round talent out of him. You know, I said from day one McGlinchey wasn't going to be this guy that you guys, you know, ever be good in pass pro, and he hasn't.
Did you bring up McGlinchey?
What's that, sorry?
Did you mention McGlinchey?
Yeah, I said as soon as we drafted him, I said this guy's not going to be doing pass pro.
Lee's going to drop it back in time for those golden oldies. I didn't know. Would you say McGlinchey? It's unanimous. Everybody is not happy with Michael McGlinchey. You know, God. And Vita Vale was on the table, and I was, God.
But what blows my mind is they did that with McGlinchey, right? And then they go back this year, Ronbo, and they go get Banks from the same school. But they make it even harder for Banks because you got to lose all this weight now. We want you to play the other side of the line. You know, switch from the left to the right. Like, that does my head in, Ronbo, like with the draft and how we do things, because we sort of do things backwards a lot of the time.
And Lee, you drawing it out there like that, it makes it seem absolutely absurd. Why? You've seen how big he was. Then why did you draft him if you didn't want him that size? Now you've got work to do. And if he...
Exactly, Ronbo, but think about this. Think of that, and then think of this. But then you go out and you get Alex Mack, you get Trent Williams, you sign these old veterans to these big deals, but then you go out and get this young guy who's not going to be ready straight away because you want to mold him into this player that he isn't right now. You know? You sign all your veterans on these one-year deals like Jimmy Ward, Tart.
And they all go on. They're all out of here next year. See, but with Aaron Banks, I thought they got him because he was that big guy and was agile and he could move around. I didn't know they were going to give. All right, so we're going to hook you up with Jenny. What's the lady famous? We're going to set you up with Jenny's. We're going to set you up with the point with Jenny, and we're going to get you down a few pounds, and we're going to mold you into what we think you could be. Coach, I didn't. You know, I like to eat. Okay, I'm moving around. Okay, look at Trent Williams. He ain't skinny. What's up? And so you know, God, I don't know, Lee.
Exactly, Robert. Like, remember Trent Brown? They got rid of him because he was so big. Then you bring in a big man like Trent Williams. But see, Trent Williams is really agile and he can move for a big man. But then you go out and get this other big man. You want to make him a little man. You know? Make your mind up.
Lee, you're on a roll today. We got to go. I'll see you Friday. Hope you got some time.
No worries, Robert. Thank you for the platform. Right. Shout out to everyone that called in tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. All right, fam. See, this is why I'm saying you got to keep laughing at the things going on because some of it is really crazy. I saw Aaron Banks and I said, wow, right, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, Aaron, we got to, things what we want to do with our offense is going to require you to lose a little size so you can move around and get fluid out in space. But I'm having trouble moving around in space. Well, you can be a little better. Mr. Black Eyes says, look, we better not lose another blanking national televised game. All of my wide receivers need to get involved. This conservative play calling BS needs to bleep and go. Mr. Black Eyes, I agree. Come on, guys. Let's go. Offense, kick it in gear. Hey, Dre, San Francisco's Dre, would you please come on in here and add some light on, throw some light on this subject of Deforest Buckner. and coming back here, waiting a year later to come back and say, look, I did not want to leave. They wouldn't even talk to me, all right? I said I was willing to come down on I wanted to negotiate the price even further, and they just told me no. Basically what he's saying, right? Trey, is that is something, this is a business. I know we got to look at it that way. Stop getting all in your feelings about players. I get told that all the time because that's what I do. But Trey, is this something we shouldn't feel weird about? How do you think?
We should feel some type of way, damn it. We kept Jimmy Garoppolo and traded away Deforest Buckner. Damn it.
Well, not in that order, but... Well, kind of, yeah.
We kept him, and we knew he was injury prone because he already been tore his ACL and everything at that time.
Ankle.
And and everything. And what in the world? Well, I didn't understand that. I was butthurt behind it when they did it, and I'm still butthurt behind it now, and I still don't understand it, and I don't think I ever will understand it. I think it was a bonehead decision that was a domino effect of the rest of the bonehead decisions they've been making ever since.
At some point, you look at them now, and both of them doing interviews, post-game conferences and weekly conferences. They really look like, oh, my God, we're starting off like we did last year. Because remember, we won 2 games last year and got a butt whooping every week after that. Remember that? See, now, people don't know, but this weekend, it's not a if and or this is a must win. Or else we're sliding right back that same path we went last year. And that's going to get conversations. Oh, the media's going to go buck wild on us. Phew, man.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that I don't think Trey is so much hurt. I just think that he should be studying. He's studying and he's learning. And that's what he better be doing. Because if he is hurt, I'm going to be mad as hell. It don't make no sense. If he hurt Jed, Shafai, Kyle, it don't make no sense.
But he was out there.
Somebody should get fired for that.
He was out the beginning of the week. I don't understand how he all of a sudden came up lame.
I mean, I don't know what happened unless he landed wrong. You can retweak some things or something just don't feel right. Maybe it
well, you know how he is, that young kid like that. He woke up in the middle of the night. He didn't feel nothing all day until he went to bed. Trey's a bad man. You know what I'm saying? So you got, hey, Coach.
I don't think he's hurt. I don't think he's hurt.
Maybe not.
That's real. I think that he learned in the books or something. They got him doing something productive, hopefully. But I just pray that Jimmy win this weekend. If he don't, and there is nothing wrong with Trey. Let's just say it's nothing wrong with him. Yeah. If Jimmy doesn't, then just go on into next season. No need to even struggle with it. I mean, try to win games, of course, because we do not have a first-round pick. No, we don't. And me personally, I know a lot of fans don't cheer and eat me out or hate me for saying this, but I think they should take Jimmy Garoppolo and George Kittle and put them in a trade package somewhere else. The hell out of here, because George Kittle making too much money next year to not be his ass on the field. Forgive me, children, but they understand. They go to school. He's not on that field. You know what I'm saying, Ronbo? He ain't on that field to be making $16 million. I'm just saying you got to be on the field to make $16 million. And him and Jimmy, they neck and neck with their injuries. They can go somewhere else. And
you might as well throw most shit in on that package deal too. Because,
you might as well, we can get a couple first rounds for that. Like
at least 2. Hey, okay, Big Show said
at least 2 and 2.
But Big Show said that Trey did limp off the field. I never noticed him doing that. Well, I'll go back and look at that game. Maybe he did after that crash into the goal line.
I feel like
that he damn near killed
it was when
Simmons.
Dude pulled his leg. Dude pulled his leg.
When he's holding onto his leg and he kept trying to go. Yeah, you know what? Okay, that mentality, he's got to stop. You know what I'm saying, fam? You're a quarterback.
Yeah.
Just go down. Don't be out there doing a George Kittle. Just go down,
You're right. Right. But even George, though, he's kind of timid now and brittle, and if the 49ers are smart the way that I feel that they should be, and they want to see some revenue back, I mean, I understand that you got to put them all in one trade package and send them on their merry way. That is a brand new offense ready to happen in somebody's city coming in.
A garage sale, all right?
Yeah, it gotta be a something.
Dre, you know, don't get rid of everybody. You know, Eric Armstead used to get hurt all the time. J-Dub, Jimmy Ward used to be hurt all the time. You know, sometimes they get past
look
this.
how much money these people making, though. These people gonna make money next year. And I heard Moser looking for a new deal and all this other crap. And he
Wait,
heard,
whoa. Dre, when did you hear this? Did you say Moser?
I was hearing that off. Yeah, I heard that he's gonna be looking for a new deal next year.
Well, he ain't gonna get one in San Francisco. Most of this 31.
Yeah, I heard
how old is
that,
Mostert? Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Boy, I didn't know this.
I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard.
He shouldn't be talking
wait a
about it.
minute.
This is not the time to talk about a new deal while you're rehabbing your leg. That's pretty funny. I mean, I love Mostert. Ain't nothing
this was before the season started. This was before
I
the
thought
season
you
started.
I thought you meant right now.
Not recent. Not recent. Nah, you can't be talking about no stuff like that. Nah,
He may be bailing back.
Entertain
He might be pumping the brake and walking that back now. See, he might just want to play somewhere, anywhere next year now. But Dre, we're gonna go. Let me see you Friday. Bring a score.
All right, Ronbo, I'll be here.
All right, looking for you, Dre. Have a great night, fam.
All right, you too. Stay blessed.
Thanks, fam. And area code is 71 Fawa. Hello.
Hello.
And what is your name?
Well, my name is Abdil, and I don't know if you've had a Colts perspective on this game, have you?
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, say your name again.
AB.
AB. Is that right? Can I call you AB? Okay.
Yeah.
AB, what was your question again?
Yeah. Have you gotten a Colts perspective on this podcast yet?
Have I got a what? A coach perspective? Oh, coach perspective. Is that you? Are you a coach?
Yeah. No, I'm a Colts fan. That's why.
Okay. You gonna give us your perspective? Oh, we're dying to hear it. What is it?
I don't know. I was just gonna say, because I'm a Colts fan, and you guys might think like, oh, Colts fans are, we're kind of nervous going into this game, man. Like, like we're.
Oh, Colts.
We don't want to
Colts fan. Now I heard you. Okay. No, we'd love to hear it. Okay. Yeah, I'm dying to hear this. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Like, it's going to be a good game. I'm also going to watch it live, so that should be fun, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it at 10, man.
Well, we were talking about that all-pro tackle that you have over there that used to be over here in San Francisco. This is like, how is everybody appreciates Deforest Buckner by now? And as far as Colts fans go, am I right?
Colts Nation, man, we all appreciate him. He's a hero to us, man.
Hey, he'll never miss a game. He'll never miss a game. The guy's
he never really misses a game.
Yeah.
Shocking.
So you know what? I've watched the Colts versus Texans. Texans aren't a good example to watch, but you know what? I did notice. The Colts look solid. Carson Wentz looks like he looks a little better than he did a few weeks ago, and I figure he must be feeling better now. T.Y. Hilton scared me to death.
Yeah.
And you had another wide receiver that got hurt, though. Who's that guy that got hurt? Beautiful catch.
Yeah, we got a Paris Campbell.
Yeah.
That guy's like another deep. He could go deep, but he's kind of like another deep receiver. I don't think he's going to be available for this game, though.
No, he got hurt pretty seriously, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's we're I don't know that. How about your defensive line? Is that something that you guys are proud of?
My defensive line might be looking good.
The rest of it, I mean.
Lewis, our defensive end. He's like, I think he didn't participate. Kamoko Toure didn't as well. Another defensive end. Kamoko Toure's been doing good. But right now, we're kind of looking towards, like, other defensive ends, like Kwity Paye. He didn't participate, too.
That's right. So you guys picked up Kwity Paye. How does he look this year?
Yeah, Kwity Paye.
Wasn't he out a couple of games?
Yeah, but he hasn't been doing he did really good preseason, but in the regular season he hasn't been doing amazing. But he's just a rookie. He's just a rookie, so.
Yeah, no, it takes time. Because we have the same problem. Guys look great in preseason, and all of a sudden you forget who they. We have a guy from L.A. that we expected big things from, in Samuel Ibukum, and nobody's seen Samuel Ibukum in weeks. Your offensive line. Have you got your big all-pro offensive tackle or guard out there?
Oh, Quentin Nelson.
Is he back?
Quentin Nelson. Yeah, he's coming back. I think he's going to come back for this game. That's bad for you guys, because Quentin Nelson.
I heard about that. I heard about that the other day. I thought I heard somebody say Quentin Nelson was going to be available for this game. Oh, man.
Yeah. And then Braden Smith, so we might get our whole O-line back. Braden Smith is coming out of IR. So, I don't know. We might get our whole O-line back. We're going to need it, though, because Nick Bosa and D Ford, those fools are dead.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. D Ford is, well, maybe. He has his moments. It used to be every snap. Now, he had a nice rush against Kyler the other game. Yeah, Kyler Murray Ford was all over him on a couple of plays. I was kind of impressed with that. Nick got him.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, Carson Wentz, listen, here's the thing. Carson Wentz, do you think he has a quick delivery or a so-so delivery? Well, the announcers during that game said Carson takes a long time to get rid of the ball.
Carson, he takes a little too much time. I would say, he would throw the ball. Sometimes he would throw it quick, but it's like Frank Reich has to create these plays for him to throw it quick. It's more like he kind of takes too much time. Our O-line does give him time, even when it was injured.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him some time, but it would take a little too long off the play, and then he would get sacked. It was like he would let himself. I was just like, huh? I was really confused.
And running is dangerous. Carson Wentz is the only man in history, and I heard that report, and I rolled it back, and he did say that Carson sprained both ankles. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, he came back from them. I was really shocked. He came back to the Titans.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
but
he's a fighter. I was like,
who's your backup quarterback?
Yeah.
Why does Carson have to play through all that kind of pain?
Backup quarterback, Brett Hundley. I think Brett Hundley, he's decent. He's not over the top. But.
Well, he used to be with Green Bay. I was wondering what happened to him. I was thinking about him a few weeks ago. Brett Hundley from UCLA. Where is he now? And then we find out now he's.
Brett Hundley, well, I mean, he's good. He's a decent quarterback. I mean, he's one of those quarterbacks. I don't think he'll take you over the top. I wouldn't compare him. I could compare him kind of to Jared Goff. Except when he gets sacked.
Yeah.
When he gets sacked, he doesn't, get scared. He's just. I think he just gets sacked more times than a person like Carson would.
Yeah, this is the thing. You know what? There's going to be a thing about UCLA quarterbacks pretty soon. I'm not sure if that's the second guy that came out of there and was just a ball of fire and ended up being designated off, not signing it. Although, actually, Jared Goff did sign beyond his rookie contract, but Brett went to Brett went to the Packers, right, and stayed on the bench.
Yeah.
And then when his time ran out, okay, Brett, thanks a lot. You take care, will you? And that was it. And then now he's how many teams has he played on? Are you the first team he went to? No, he's been some other places. Didn't he go to Cleveland?
He went to other places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, hey, I'll tell you what. I would wish you good luck, but of course, since you're an Indy fan, I can only say we'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna see it live. I think it's gonna rain, right?
Yeah, it's gonna rain. At least the forecast says so right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You guys are gonna have to run the ball. I think just running the ball is gonna be really good.
Yeah. Well, you guys got a premier running back too. So, and Fred Warner talked about him the other day too.
Taylor's second. I think he's second behind Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
right now.
So
And, like yards.
Yeah, he's tough. So our work
Have
is
you guys
cut
done
out
good
for us.
against the run?
Yeah, we're pretty good. We're doing pretty good this year. So they'll be waiting for him.
Oh shoot, that's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It should be fun. Hey, but what is your name? You said I understand you're a Colts fan, but what is your name?
Abdil. It's kind of hard to pronounce it.
Oh, that's why you didn't give it to him. Okay. All right. I tell you what, Colts fan, we'll see you Sunday. All right. You're welcome to call in anytime. All right.
All right. Thank you, man. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Good night.
You have a good night too. Okay. Well, fam, that's enough fun for tonight. And by the way, some people did call me out on it. I'm not negative. I have fear these days. I don't, because our record's 2-3. The fear, yes, I have the fear of God about. I don't want 2-4. That's just really too much. But the Colts don't want to go. They 2-5. Well, wait. Yeah, they don't want to. Nobody wants this loss. Well, I mean, every week nobody wants the loss, but still, come on, Niners. Okay, I tell you what, you'll never hear me give a score for the other team to win, though. I'm still going to stick to that. I don't care what the odds look like. And besides that, we stack up well, better than this team anyway, as long as we do what we're supposed to be doing. It's like, which one of our players said that? He says, you know what? It's not about what the other team does. As long as we execute and do our job, we're not concerned about the other team. I listen, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You do your thing, and there ain't nothing they can do about it. That's what I'm talking about. So hell yeah. And I'm going to tell you like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to get a hell yeah. I'll tell you what, we're going to win this game. Fam, I'll see you Friday. Bring that score. I'm telling you right now, get pumped. Ain't losing this game. Ain't got nothing on us. Thanks for the likes, fam, and them contributions. Niners! Like that. It's time for us to win at home.